if they lose, it's Parker's fault.
No, I never said that.
Yes, that's exactly what you said, I believe, is what I got from that. Now, let's talk a little bit about this Nature's Prophet, young man. You're going to go ahead and let them get the Prophet. This has been very successful for Team Falcons. You think you have enough gusto to defeat it. Is that, why not just ban this hero?
Honestly, I think the hero is not that good.
Oh!
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it can be good, but depends on a lot of things, and I think we managed to get a good, well-rounded lineup against it. So if everything goes well, I think you guys are gonna have the same view as me when the game is over.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
If it goes badly,
It's Parker's fault. Absolutely. I get you. All right, and last question for you. Witch Doctor coming out from you guys. This hero is kind of iffy, and not a lot of people picking it. Some people say it's broken, others not so much. How do you feel on it? How important this game?
I don't really care about how good it is. All I know is that my position 5 just got 13k based on it. He won like 15 games in a row. I don't know. He's feeling really good with the hero right now, so he's just gonna destroy.
All right, well, a very trusting draft by a very trusting man. We'll see if that trust is reciprocated or if he will be a disappointment, as I have been my entire life. Let's go ahead and throw it over to the game.
No, Slacks. It's okay, buddy.
He's come around to it. That's good.
What? No, it's not good. He also wouldn't let Caps go. First blood was already done, so maybe he is a disappointment. I don't know. But we're into this game here, and Analog getting first blood did have to skill up. Of course, that Boundless to get that first blood, and it was all off the back of the Witch Doctor.
Yep.
Sort of. Also the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, well, it was a trade, but ultimately the Witch Doctor died last, so there was no experience gained over on the side of Falcons, and as you said, First Blood did go to Analog. I think the Bounty Runes was 3 for Dire. That is correct. All right, so 3 for 1. So, generally speaking, if you get First Blood on... If you get it on a particular hero where it's very good, I think that is a trait that's clearly favorable. Otherwise, right. First Blood for a 3-for-1 Bounty Rune exchange is relatively even, so not that much to write home about. But got to be interesting to see how the mid lane goes as a result. Analog with that head start, he's going to be playing against the Sand King here. Malrine opting for the Sand Shroud this time around.
Okay.
As his way of trying to deal with laning against Monkey. It was one or the... I mean, obviously it was one or the other, but the two options you have here are you go Sand Shroud and you play around the Invis in mid and you lane, and the other one is getting Dust Devil and just starting to pull waves and going to the camps.
Oh, man. Divai Llama getting a little bit harassed here. I was watching this double wave pull around and Snaking, keeping him up close and center. So the Tusk went to go and soak experience for the other wave. Divai ended up being chased by Snake King, and Omni Knight does a lot. Like, this hero can hit pretty freaking hard. Also, with that omnipresent aura, means that the damage that he does is increased as well for the longer time that he's in degen aura. What an interesting start as MOUZ takes a big hit, but in the end will not be completely broken apart by that.
Yeah. Wonder how good this is going to turn out for the side of Heroic to pull waves like this instead of playing the lane head-on. Skitter obviously will get a ton of experience because Omni Knight is not really sharing it with him.
Yeah.
So this will be a fast Prophet 6 from the safe lane. Kind of not exactly as fast as in mid. Okay, damage onto Snake.
Trying to kill him, and will get that one indeed.
Yeah, he's only level 1, so he doesn't have Repel. And makes him an easy target. So yeah, that's the trade-off here. Prophet's going to get a fast level 6, and that could open up plays around the map for Falcons. However, it's going to cost Snaking a ton of early game presence. So he's going to TP in here with boots for Skitter.
I mean, we're seeing right now part of the reason why this hero can be good in the laning stage, as Amar going to get hit by another Maledict ticked here, and of course not enough to get the kill, but showing the power of this bottom lane too. With Gyrocopter, Witch Doctor, they really have to be careful there.
Yeah. King Jungle's actually opting to go 201. I thought he was going to go 2 in the Maledict with Gyro having 2 Rocket Barrage. But valuing the cask bounce, he has got the Headhunter facet, so if he does get a really good bounce, it does a ton of damage. But at this level, I feel like a lot of the time the Maledict is just more reliable when you're playing, especially when you're playing against a lane with Hoodwink in it. Hoodwink is going to be hard to get bounces off of. Snaking again.
Drinking Buddies. Punches still just level
they have shards.
1 on this Omni Knight, and so another kill going the way of Divai. I mean, like you said, Skinner is still getting farmed here, but Mars making up for his lack of CS with kills. It's pretty impactful.
It's definitely helping out that Snae's dying these couple of times. And it begs the question, does he need to play this aggressive?
Right.
It is obviously freeing up Skinner completely, but perhaps...
Parker just gets ran at by Amar and killed.
That is an unexpected kill for me. And a really big one, to say the least. When Amar has a good start on Doom, he very rarely slips up. And having a head start in this lane will mean he will get level 6 before the gyro, most likely, and that could even lead to a secondary kill. He's been fortunate enough to find the mana burn creep, and it's just being super annoying against King Jungles here, trying to get his mana pool back so he can fight back, but if Amar keeps getting opportunities to mana burn him, the gyro will be fending for himself.
Sid, I had so many things I want to talk with you about at the start of this game. I just feel like it's going too fast. We don't have any time. Like, I want to talk about the teams playing off against each other, how they've sort of journeys been.
Do you want to talk about Snaking dying again?
I mean, yeah, Analog is up here, and they set him up for another death.
Snaking is level 1.
This is a rough time right now.
Actually, I don't think I've seen this all tournament. He's level 1, minute 6.
That's crazy.
Imagine they don't get a Wisdom Rune. All right, he's walking back top with his 4 branches Windlace Raindrop inventory.
Oh no, poor Snaking. Yeah, that's pretty bad. They're down a hero for a while. This is a glorified Mega Creep that they have independent movement of.
Well, you could argue a Mega Creep is stronger, actually.
Harder to kill, that's for sure.
Oh, Mana Burn and King Jungles again. The damage.
Oh, tried to turn it around with the Maledict. If he got that Maledict off, it would have been a kill, but no luck. Still,
he may be 15-0 in his last pubs with Witch Doctor, but did he play against Amar and Crit in those?
That's a good point.
In his lane.
It's a possibility, but not entirely likely. Oh, this is nice from Malrain. Bringing the wave over, and that is a camp that should be going all the way down here.
Yep. Effectively kind of playing it Dust Devil-like there. It's a little bit awkward because you keep going invis, so you have to keep hitting the lane creeps, but he got most of it. I think one range creep escaped him there.
They're pinging it. They want to come on over and contest this one. The creep is moving. KJ in the area. Skullfield, they jump in with the Monkey King. They want to steal it away. Boundless interrupted. Oh, they got it. Oh, no. Snake King, no. Oh, Crit is going to be hit. Amar does manage to bring down KJ Analog in further trouble. And as they bring all their numbers, it is going to be 3 dead on Heroic. Was it worth it to keep Snake King level 2?
I don't know. I mean, this was obviously not the result they were expecting, so heads up play by Falcons, and this is one of the Prophet specialties, right? Just being able to join in awkward positions. So, call down onto Malrine. Will hit on the last missile. Big damage.
Chard turnaround, and now Drinking Buddies punching Amar, trying to take him down. And in fact, Amar needs to back away. The snowball dodge! Boundless Strike! And the gyrocopter will be killed. It was close there at the end, but they got the finish.
A flawless snowball, but still ends up just being a trade in that instance. But yeah, it's definitely big for Falcons that they get a couple of kills at their Wisdom Rune. Imagine they don't. Because now, at the very least, Snaking will have Repel. He'll TP out to his tower. Okay. Interesting attempt from Analog. You never know. Maybe the game's bugged and you kill him there.
Potentially.
Uh-oh.
This death right here is bad.
He just TP'd back down.
I feel like we've been going back and forth of who's getting the better end of the spectrum, but that one feels like a pretty big shot to the ribs.
Especially because of how Heroic drafted this gyro, right? It was their overall last pick. They picked it with the Witch Doctor lane, and it's just not giving them the result that they're looking for. Also, how good of a gyro game is it? Because this hero later in the game, in Gyro's ultimate late game build, he generally has Satanic. You're playing against Doom, and you're playing against GA. Well, eventually, when Snaking gets level 6, minute 25.
Right.
That's going to be something to worry about. Schofield, snowball? This is a good snowball. He's going to get all the way across.
DeViolama makes the move over. Now Drinking Buddies runs him in, and crit. Going to be another kill for Devi. So back and forth they go. The 3 deaths on Parker definitely hurt. Skitter at this point untouched. And yeah, they find him now. Schofield, but the big missile's down. Malrine hit. Analog right on top of him. Does get the epi out, trying to connect in with the Boundless. A double for Analog, and can keep going for more if he wants. Devi baiting this one out. The shards won't block him off, in fact, though. And Amar is still standing tall, but the chase down Analog is there. 19 kills in 10 minutes, and, well, we're about to see another one. Crit goes in. Tries to get the sharpshooter finish, but it's not going to happen. This is the type of Dota I've been wanting.
Yeah. It's, we've had a wide spectrum of strategies in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Some teams have played very, very slow, not taken very much initiative, and just looked to farm, and then we have this. And honestly, I think from Heroic's perspective, this is a good way of approaching Falcons as a team, is to keep them on their toes. Don't let them take the initiative. Just try to get stuff done. I say that, and I still feel like it's Falcons that have made the majority of the moves, but the mid Monkey King is just extremely good at this type of game.
Yeah.
When there's fights non-stop, he can always connect with the Simian Stride and just be involved. Analog 6-1 and 2, top net worth.
Well, and I feel like, you know, for so many of these teams, particularly one like Falcons, you have this idea built up in your head of how you want the game to go, and creating chaos, making it a little bit wild, I feel like it's just, it can only be in your good fortune, although, I mean, this looks pretty bad. Simplifying the game sometimes cannot be as good for you. Schofield now going to get brought down, so double support deaths.
What happened to the punch?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually.
Wait, hang on. Am I missing something? I thought it went on cooldown, but he didn't swing. And... Huh.
Well, no punch, no problem. Or big problem, as the case may be. Blinkback or Malrine.
So... Does Hoodwink's innate work on melee attacks? It does,
maybe.
right? So he has a 20% chance to redirect enemy attacks to a tree. Did he punch a tree?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. That's the only explanation I have to what happened. Maybe I just saw it wrong. I don't know. Oh, bad spear from Mars.
And immediately dead.
Both, yeah,
KJ also hit. It all started with that damn tree.
Yeah, that's no good. And this is going to be a mid tower as well. Ironwood Tree has arrived.
Moves in.
The modern day Ram.
Analog. Not backing down from the fight. Drinking Buddies punched. That time they didn't miss it. Snaking. Not enough that time,
This is
though.
probably going to cost him, though.
Malrine goes back into the arena, but won't be able to make anything else happen there. They do get the tower, though.
Yeah, this is looking quite healthy now for Falcons. It seems like the kind of game where now Analog really has to come up big with this Mage Slayer. This is a tempo item for Monkey King. He wants to have it against the... Okay, we're going to see the replay here. So, yeah, evade. He hit the tree with the punch. I actually didn't know this is a thing, but obviously Walrus Punch is special because it's a modified regular attack.
Weird.
That is... Well, 20% of the time, it works every time.
You know,
Trent's in trouble.
In some places, you know, you hit trees to train. So maybe he thought this was practice.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll pay off later, and he's happy with the exchange of
All right.
Crit surviving instead. But this time they'll get the pesky squirrel. Still a 4,000 gold lead for Falcons.
You know, that might have been the first time that's ever happened in a pro game.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it before. I mean, maybe it hasn't.
We're just going to say it is. We did the research.
Yep.
We know. 4,000 gold lead, 13 to 14. And I feel like I don't have a good grip on what's going on in this game completely, but I know that Heroic are going to come for the Wisdom Runes. It's been action-packed. Doom onto Tusk.
It's a trap.
Spear completely off the mark. Oh, but he gets it! The Wisdom Rune steal! Heroic!
Wait.
They're over!
They end up getting the rune in that.
He ran back in doomed. He may be doomed, but he's wise.
The next level play of just pretending nothing is happening. Well, they still do lose both their heroes, so they can't be too happy about it, but if they hadn't got the rune, that would have been really bad. Now it's just not so good. Gotta look at the positives. I've learned that from you, Lyrical. Uh-oh, Parker.
Malrine. Oh, look at the positives. He's hitting them with Epicenter. And Gyrocopter, that's actually enough. The snowball will not be there in time, but KJ up on the high ground. Look at it go. Malrine starts to die, and with the Headhunter, it is going to be enough. Devialama comes in for the finish. Finds Snake King, gets that kill. Now bushwhacked and caught. They go on in, don't quite have enough damage with the sharpshooter to kill off Schofield. Now Analog drops down the Wukong's command, hits onto Amar. Schofield gets the punch. He has a BKB already. Now Skinner shows up to the fight. Gotta run the hell out of here. They go back into the Wukong. Now he's stuck in the trees. Now he's caught, but he can't get the Boundless off.
This is starting to get out of control for Heroic. They have to... I was saying early on that they were really keeping Falcons on their toes, but these last few minutes, Falcons are just faster. They're making the moves. Analog shows up too late. The Monkey King has to be there almost instantaneously when fights break out to set this up. You're naturally going to very frequently get outnumbered when you're playing against Nature's Prophet. I will say I respectfully disagree with Caps that this hero is not very good. I think it's very good, but... He said that we were going to think the same as him after this game, but fortunately, as Slacks established in the interview, if this goes wrong, it's all Parker's fault and Prophet isn't good. So
that's true.
Don't worry about it. I would definitely say that this hero is something special, and Falcons just play it extremely well. They flex it between multiple players, and they very much understand how to play the tempo that this hero brings to the table.
But likewise, I will say, at least at this point in time in the game, it doesn't feel like Heroic are out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Like, the lead is slowly growing and getting further and further into Falcons' favor, but you see moments like this, and all of a sudden you're like, well, oh, he just gets out of the arena, though. Oh.
See moments like this, and then they're like...
Well, that's when,
finish your sentence.
Caster curse happens.
Finish the sentence.
Moments like this, and... That was the end of it. I was just trailing
When you
off.
see moments like this and you're like, okay, it could be worse. That's unfortunate for Heroic.
That's right. Oh!
Nice escape. Very clutch from Analog with the tree dance there. Good job avoiding that Sand King kill. In the meantime, oh, the Melodic missed!
They didn't get him.
Oh, that's actually crucial here. Amar might just kill them both.
And he turns the punch.
Oh,
I don't have mana.
no.
I don't have any problem. Parker, go after him. You can get him Snowball to dodge, to chase, to turn. They need a little bit longer on this silence. Can he live through it? No. But now a second round of Wukong's command is up, and Amar is going to die. Malrine tries to get away and gets the Burrow Strike out. They're still running at him, still chasing him. The Bloodlust has not sated.
Snake King drops down a random sentry and finds a ward, and the Treant goes to work. And they'll finish this one off. So, yeah, as the dust settles, I mean, it's just a sequence of little things that are starting to add up. I mean, such as this kill on Amar, missing the Maledict is definitely a big problem. That could have been a faster kill. Maybe things are different. And then, again, numbers. Prophet is joining every single time. If Snake King is in the right spot, it's difficult for Heroic heroes to find the kills quickly.
Yeah.
And they eventually do get overwhelmed. You gotta look to Parker here, I think, to try to solve this game, as he has many times for Heroic, but they're used to Parker being top net worth, or at least top 2. And that's just not where he's at right now. Falcons have all top 3 positions in the net worth. They're now going to get an Aegis as well. And do we have any key items coming out here? So Hoodwink's going to complete a 4-staff in a moment. Sand King has Bloodstone. That's a big one.
Yeah.
They do have a Vessel and Witch Doctor, but he's not always going to be in position to use it.
I mean, I will say, if we see this type, because this is one of the things I wanted to talk about at the beginning, and now we're 18 minutes, and finally there has not been a kill in a minute. But I would definitely agree with what Shiva was talking about, that we could see these two teams again in the grand finals no matter the outcome of this match. I feel like they've put together such solid results throughout the group stage and the main bracket. And if this type of pace continues to go, I gotta say, I like what I've been seeing from Heroic. I mean, obviously, Falcons have been putting together a solid performance, and they are absolutely owning this game. But if we start seeing maybe some bounty hunters or something, all these kills, sounds real cool.
Heroic have played it on Schofield. They played that against Tundra yesterday. So it definitely is a way for them to approach.
KJ, Skitter, they spot him immediately. Spear, no arena yet. Now, Amar onto the onto the Mars. He's backing away, but looking pretty close to dead. Skitter living through a lot of this. KJ just gonna drop the ultimate, trying to survive through Amar, but enough damage is out that they kill him. Now, Burrow Strike connects onto Analog. Boundless Strike is there, hits. Purification dead. Schofield out too late. And they're just missing that little bit of damage now. Parker, they buy back on the Witch Doctor. Now Maureen, he's in far. Where's the TP point? They're trying to get close. Maureen is low.
They don't have detection.
Oh, okay. Still ends up dying.
Oh, they do have a Sentry pre-placed, actually. That might have been necessary, potentially, but the shards do get it done either way.
Sort of good, sort of weird. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern to see how much Amar is able to do in these fights. He kind of played a 1v3 there and got 2 kills.
Yes.
In the meantime, Skitter was kept alive by Omni Knight. He just repelled G8'd him, and he was just tanking the Monkey King ult and then ran out of it eventually. Who's going to get a Nullifier on the Radiant? It feels like a necessity eventually to solve this GA, but nobody's going that route. Heroic themselves are very, very good Omni Knight team, so they should know how to deal with the hero. But so far I've seen, despite Snake King being absolutely pummeled in his safe lane, I still feel like he's had massive impact later on.
Yeah.
And he has this Solar Crest to show for it. He has the same net worth as the enemy supports after having literally no game.
And levels, too. Like, staying alive through these fights, it's worked out really well for them. Heroic go for a smoke play, not able to connect onto Skitter, who was farming those Ancients over there. They had a good read on where he was at, but Tier 1 tower was up, and they could not take it down. Now pushing this top lane. In the meantime, Maureen.
Ironwood Tree, you gotta kill it.
They'll pop the glyph.
Will do.
Maybe looking for another fight here. I believe that everything is back up at this point. They have Doom ready, although he is a little ways away from the rest of the squad. Getting together now.
It feels like the best thing that can happen to Heroic is that they get a displacement with the spear from Devi. Like, find a hero, push it so far away that Omni can't protect it, and just pile on it and kill it off. But while that is happening, you still have to be wary of the Doom, you still have to be wary of the Sand King with Blink to counterplay you. So even that doesn't feel like a clean play, but it's probably the best option you have. They're going to smoke. This is a big moment. If this goes wrong, they're trying to protect their Tormentor with Analog.
And Skitter right up front and center, looking for the Boundless. Goes in.
Nicely done.
Steals it away. Now Burrow Strike onto Schofield. KJ off to the side. Headhunter bouncing between these trees. Schofield trying to back out. Amar is still there. He drops the Doom onto Tusk. Now pops his BKB, wants to fight more. It's a Witch Doctor Voodoo switcheroo, but he's dead as he comes out. So both supports gone at the start of this. And Falcons, now with Aegis in hand, 30 more seconds, can just keep the push going.
Yep. I mean, that was a nice play from Analog to at least secure their Tormentor, or this would have been even worse. Now, that one Boundless Strike is worth 2,800 gold, if you think about it.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
But
oh my god.
because of that, they got the Voodoo Switcheroo onto the Witch Doctor, who used it to stay alive a little bit longer, but still the conclusion was the same. And once again, I'm seeing the same problem over and over for Heroic. Amar is just walking into them, and the fight ends. It's actually kind of bizarre. He's just like, screw it, I'll Doom Tusk, pop BKB and zone 2 heroes, and in the meantime, my teammates can do whatever they want. That didn't even seem fully coordinated from the side of Falcons there. It doesn't matter when they can't deal with the Doom.
A brick wall staring right in front of them. Schofield sees Sandstorm, but can't really do much about it. And now, with Aegis gone, it does beg the question, Heroic, how are they going to answer this big problem in the Doom that's there? They do have BKB on the Monkey King. I feel like he could maybe think about a Nullifier next, potentially. Seems like it would fit his hero.
Yeah, probably. The issue is Monkey King doesn't have the best stat gain in terms of strength, so a lot of the time you get tankiness on this hero from buying something like a Skadi, or sometimes you see Satanic.
Right.
I guess he can somewhat rely on getting Solar Crested by the Tusk, unless they want to use that on the Gyro, and there is the Snowball save, but his hero is just not that tanky. So if he goes for the Nullifier, he has to be very, very careful not to become the target of the fight, or he could just get blown up very quickly.
Yeah.
Especially because even though you're standing in the Wukong's command and you have a ton of armor, Falcon's lineup have very nice mixed damage. Sand King has a ton of magic Doom. The Hoodwink does good damage. Nature's Prophet has Mjolnir, so he doesn't only deal physical. And he looks like he will be going Mjolnir himself here, Analog, so no Nullifier planned. Falcons want to go down top with their smoke. They're not going to find anyone, as Heroic are wisely playing the bottom half of the map. They're hoping somebody wants to push out this top lane. Not the case.
I do have to say, for Heroic's point of view, like, getting both of these BKBs on your cores and then not being able to do anything with them feels pretty bad. You know what I mean?
Yep. But it is just a difficult game state for them. It's very hard to find the right initiations.
Right.
Falcon's lineup, I think, is just very well tailored to counter-initiate, really. With the Omni, with the Blink Sand... Oh, he actually clipped him!
Finds him.
Okay, they can't get in. If Amar has a dagger there, he's in.
Yeah.
But opted to go for a build entirely without Blink on the Doom, probably feeling like the Sand King Blink is enough together with a Hoodwink Atos, so he can really beef up instead, going for what looks to be an AC next. And they're keeping good control on the map here.
Well, over the last couple of minutes when the fights have not been happening, Heroic have been able to stay somewhat even in farm with Falcons, at least in terms of the levels that both of them are farming. But yeah, if he goes down here...
He is showing on this... There is a dire ward here that I think saw him jumping in the trees, so Falcons are... The jig's up.
They find Divide. Doom down, but Wukong's command. Now out, trying to TP away, get some distance. Amar's BKB is wearing off, but he's still G8'd, and unfortunately for Divide, is not quite going to have enough HP to survive through that one.
I wonder what Devi's mindset was there, as he TP'd back and was doomed and instantly just ran toward his team and died. Maybe he was hoping somebody could come and barrier him or whatever, but yeah, not the case. So that's another kill for Amar, just very quick. They just jump in, they doom the target they want, and it kind of feels like whenever this Doom comes out on a core, Heroic just don't have enough damage.
Yeah.
So the Gyro doesn't have any damage items. We had this build the other day when you and I were casting Parker, where it took a long time. His damage item was like his 5th and 6th. And this is a similar story where he has BKB, Sanjin Yasha, Falcon Blade, Dragonlance, and now he's going Pike. The damage is not impressive. Mars has no damage in his build. He's just poor in general here. And the Monkey King, you've got Mage Slayer Maelstrom. I just think the Falcons heroes just don't die.
Yeah,
so you have to farm. You have to get damage items out.
In a weird way, it feels like it comes back to the Witch Doctor. Like, he's the only one that can really do stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're depending upon hitting a Maledict and then getting, like, an uncompromised Death Ward, it's just kind of a tough way to play Dota.
It is. But they got to dig deep here. Analog, we'll see them, but he can't go in.
All right.
Snaking is just making this incredibly difficult for the side of Heroic. He's just going to follow around whatever hero is giving the vision. And Heroic just genuinely don't have a counterplay to Omni Knight.
Yeah.
They actually don't have anything. So if they don't find Snay and he's behind the hero they jump, he just protects them and that's it. Then Doom will run in at them with drums, Sanjin Yasha, phase boots, probably hasted with all of them activated. He even has a bullwhip, so definitely. He's just going to choose a target to Doom and then they'll pile on them with a Prophet. It's so nice and simple, really. The ease of execution here massively favoring Falcons. Let's see.
Blink to the side, cuts
Nice
down
tree
the tree.
cut from Schofield.
Amar is going for a Scotty himself, still a little ways away from it.
Interesting.
But a counter smoke by Falcons. Skitter can still join at any time. An analog up on the tree next to Roche.
Amar breaks, so he realizes there's something up here.
What tree is that, by the way? What the hell?
You see
What?
there's like a little...
That does not look like a tree. It's crazy that that's the thing that you can jump on.
It's kind of a tree that's stuck inside the wall of the pit, actually.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird. I agree with that.
Well, they're going to come and try and catch the side of Heroic as they move down to contest this Roche. Scotty, Shiva's already out and Analog found dead. And that puts their hopes at contesting the Roche to bed.
I mean, they might just go high ground if they think he doesn't have buyback here, which is the case. I don't think Heroic can fight them without Monkey, so they can choose. Do they want to try to press their advantage, or do they want a free Roche? And the call is free Roche. Now, who do you put the Aegis on? Is it going to be Skitter again? We'll see. I guess so.
Amar. He thought about it. He definitely thought about it.
Well, this is stopping their Roche momentarily, at least.
Oh, yeah. Wait, they all TP'd here, and they're kind of slow. I mean, Skitter takes it, but they're all coming down here.
There's the roar, and he'll back out. Now, Heroic will think the Roche is still ongoing because of this roar, and Skitter will just TP away. This is a very awkward situation where effectively Falcons just lost a free Roche.
What?
Now, it doesn't mean they're not gonna... It doesn't mean Heroic gets it, but now it's going to be a fight instead, when they could have claimed this for free if they didn't go for the kill mid.
And Heroic have their entire area set up. Like, they've got wards here. They've got tons of vision. Falcons feeling very confident in themselves. I mean, Amar is so big right now. With that Scotty done, it's kind of insane. They see that Roche starts to go down. The Ironwood tree is tanking for the moment. And
Malrine has TP in 3 seconds, so they're waiting on him.
I mean, notably, Amar does not have BKB and also does not have Blink. So him walking into here, he can't get the Doom off in time. I actually think they might just get this. He's going to walk in, snowball, shards, block off, but Aegis in hand. Heroic get it. Can they get out now? Malrine hunting, looking for a burrow strike. They're away.
They only lose Tusk
That
there.
is crazy.
I cannot believe Heroic managed to pull that off. That's just an absolute steal.
And Falcons handed it to them.
That's the thing. Like, again, I think this is the second Falcons game we've had this happen, where they have a free Roche, they want to get a kill instead, and then they fail to get that kill, and therefore they don't get the Roche. And it's kind of this like cascading effect of, you know, just one decision leads to one loss and then to another loss. But fortunately for them, this doesn't feel like it's critical, but it definitely can't feel great. And it gives Heroic some time. And Parker, as a result of this, might just be able to get this Daedalus. And perhaps with this and the Nemesis Curse, if they find the Omni and kill him off, the Gyro can start outputting serious damage in the fight when there's no GA.
That was such a bizarre moment. They just ended up giving... It's like somebody asks for your password on Steam and then you just give it to them. They take all your items. Like, you need to call for tech support here. Help out.
Hey, Falcons, we need you to play a CS tournament. Yeah. I guess Amar, perhaps a little bit, I don't know if I want to say too cute with the Scotty. It caught me a little bit off guard that he went for it. Now he's like, okay, maybe I should just get a Blink, whatever. And he'll get that now. So if you wanted these items, I think just opposite order would have been better. If Doom has the Blink, every time they see literally anything with an Ironwood tree, he can just Blink Doom and start the fight for them. But that time, as you mentioned, he couldn't get in there, and Heroic just grab it. There's the
33
Daedalus.
minutes. And yeah, Daedalus done. Are we getting anywhere closer to a nullifier at all? It doesn't look like it yet. So there is still no dispel on the side of Heroic, but maybe with just overwhelming damage, they can make something happen here. Omni is set up.
If you have enough physical damage, you can kill the GA.
Before
We just
the
need a
GA
little bit
comes
more.
out, surely. I mean, again, no blink on the
I just
Doom.
realized Heroic haven't taken a tower this game.
Yeah.
My God. I did not notice that. This is their first attempt. They almost got the tier 1.
I mean, there's not even-
34 minutes.
There's like not even damage on the other towers really either. It's oh, I guess that one got damaged a little bit. With
And the other one.
in. There's just no damage on.
That's nice. I mean,
Dire's top tower.
that was a good story.
Yeah.
It wasn't true.
Top tower.
Don't lie to the audience.
Sometimes you can lie to them. They like to be lied to.
Yeah, but the problem is the observers are fact-checking.
That's true.
So,
Who
all
you
right,
gonna
Heroic
believe?
are out. We
Me
got
or
a
your
tower,
lion
boys. Job well done. And they're going to go their entire team through the gate bot and then smoke up and look for a play. If they could find Skitter, it would be big. He's going to take the Wisdom. He's going to farm the Ancients, and they do scan him out. He's pretty quick to clear this, though. They have to be fast
man.
before he runs off. And yeah, the moment is gone. He'll pike away even, anticipating this move.
They're gonna get what they really came for. This tower, man.
Second tower.
That's right. Listen, they have 100% increased the amount of towers that they've taken
Yep.
in the last minute. It's impressive stuff.
They'll also get the tier 1 mid, I think.
Now, I mean, there is another thing that to be concerned about here from the point of view of Heroic, which is we're going to get closer and closer to Nature's Prophet level 25. He's 22 right now.
Yeah, it's an inevitability this game.
Like, it's going to be a problem to deal with. He's also going to have Daedalus here in a second. Just insane damage. And we've seen this before. Falcons feel like there's a chance that they might like lose an engagement. They just sit back and push in with Treants.
It's such a nice fallback plan that will definitely not stay for another few months.
Why not?
There is literally no chance this doesn't get patched. It's just not. There just isn't. I mean, it's probably still going to be in the game, but it'll be tweaked. The numbers are just bizarre on this.
Okay.
I don't think anyone except Calfs thinks this is fair. He doesn't think Prophet's very good.
You've said that before, yeah.
He did.
Yeah. The
I'm
blink
quoting.
dagger
I'm not lying.
on Omni
That's
Knight.
your thing.
Listen, just telling people a lot of lies here, I feel like. Spear back. Gets him caught
Okay.
right on top of the monkey. How you doing, Amar?
He's fine. He's doing quite well. How about yourself?
Whoa.
Scotty's good there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tankiness.
Would have been dead without it.
Yeah, probably. It would have been close at least.
I was just lying again.
I can't say for a fact that you'd be right. So
Parker, in the meantime, has Butterfly coming out to him pretty soon here. So they are, I mean, cutting into this lead little by little on the side of Heroic. Aegis has now expired.
little by little. Let's have a look at the graph.
I mean, look, upward trajectory.
They've cut into it.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
You know, it's like
Well,
when
the
you
win
say,
expectancy they are cutting into by a few percentage points at most, but you know, it's baby steps.
it's like when you want a slice of a pie, but just a little slice.
Oh, don't remind me.
Cinder didn't get his pie, everybody. It's a really tough time.
I ordered a Caesar salad and a pie, and the pie didn't arrive. I was very sad.
All right, we're seeing now some pressure.
Lemon
in our mid.
meringue. I was
know.
so excited.
As Maureen is excited to jump in and burrow strike the Mars,
Okay.
drinking buddy back away, decides to doom the Tusk again. Wukong's command thinking.
Oh, missed the
Pondering.
spear. The fight's over. They got to disengage.
So it will be a doom for a Tusk.
Yep. And Falcons maintain control of the map. Heroic, they kind of have to play tight. You know, they're just running around in this pack, letting Parker farm, hoping that he'll get there. He's got a Butterfly and a Sec as well.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's going to be nice this game. The Nature's Prophet really doesn't want to buy True Strike. Of course, he's still going to have to contend with the problem that's going to be a refresher Doom coming out soon. Resamar ended up deciding against Blink once again and decided to buy the recipe.
I mean, he keeps on getting dooms off.
An interesting way of telling the enemy team, you guys should be scared. He walked around with a refresher recipe in his inventory, so he's telling them, this is what's coming your way soon, boys.
Radiant are scanning.
Taking back over this area, KJ will de-ward that one place down almost immediately. Roche, ooh, Burrow on him. BKB jump, now speared down. Malrine hit, GA repel, everything there on top of him and dead. And meanwhile, it is a doomed Monkey King. So they will lose 2 this time as Tusk goes down. KJ finds the magical spot to TP out.
They don't have buybacks here, and I think Falcons will realize this monkey just picked up a Scotty, so it really They find Skinner. This will be big.
Can they bring him down in time? The GA is there every time.
See ya.
Oh, that hurts. And now Malrine TPing in, wanting to catch, finding Parker. Can he TP out? Does have BKB TP. Leashed up. TPing away. In time, Butterfly.
That's a good butter.
Oh, that was close. In the meantime, Divide not going to be so lucky.
Although they don't get the kill on Prophet, this move is actually kind of important from Heroic because it buys them 40 seconds on the Monkey King.
Yeah.
If they hadn't done anything aggressive there, Falcons would just regroup and start pushing high ground and probably get Elena Barracks. So at the very least, this causes some diversion, and all they lose is the Mars, who isn't really that valuable here. 13k net worth only on him. So I would say that play, despite failing, still worth it.
And immediately, Skitter purchases the MKB. So not wanting the same thing to happen again, and now you don't quite feel as good about this purchase for Parker. But he did get value out of it. Lives because of it.
And it's also Prophet didn't really want to have to buy this, so it kind of goes both ways. But yeah, the fact that he gets the response this quickly is obviously an issue. I don't think Parker was expecting, oh, nice, I've got Butterfly. Oh, then 45 seconds later, there's an MKB out. But Skitter had stockpiled some gold, so he could make this choice. He's 25, Gabe.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Gunther, the Greater Treant.
He's a strong boy.
And they do not have a single Dagon or Devour or Midas or anything. So all of these they need to bring down with brute force.
Oh my god, it's actually going to be disgusting.
This is a problem.
You know what's the worst part about this? Skitter doesn't have good Treant cosmetics.
Look at, okay, let's see Devi versus the Treant.
Yeah. It's very nice. Very good.
Okay. Let's...
Yeah. Battle, though? Thinking about it, they have Doom ready. Refresher back up in 25. Do they go for it immediately onto the Monkey King? Yes, they will. BKB runs away. Turns to fight. It's onto Amar. His BKB wearing low. KJ destroyed. And that sharpshooter goes through and it finds the Monkey King. Oh, he is dead. And now they buy back on the Tusk, but I mean, this is at the very least Roche, if not significantly more.
Unless if Falcons really want to go for a gank mid.
Okay.
And then Heroic steal the Roche.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's no way to do it twice.
Parker gonna find an amp damage. I mean, okay. Would it be crazy to just go for a 4v5 here with a Witch Doctor buyback with your amp damage, knowing that there's no Doom? Well, he has Refresher. Never mind. That would be crazy indeed. Okay, so you can't do that either.
It's a good thought, though.
And they probably wouldn't have had the time for it anyway to even connect because this dies so fast. Skitter TP's in, gets the rune bottled.
And now he gets up on the high ground. Artillery punching into Schofield. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I think Parker wanted to time the amp damage with, you know, some type of a fight, but will not get that opportunity. Wow, level 25 for the Sand King 2.
Yeah. Takes the epicenter pulses, not the slow blind sandstorm here, interestingly. I guess because he doesn't have Dust Devil, he feels like it's not reliable enough, perhaps. The epi pulses are, of course, great, too. It's a ton of damage.
Yeah. The Ags, it's pretty cool.
Yep. Timeless Relic as well on him. So, all of these things really adding up. Oh, Falcons have 3 Mindbreakers, by the way. That's
Witch Doctor.
a lot of silence.
Witch Doctor does buy a Dagon. So they have one of the answers now at the very least. Also seeing Doom level 25 applying mute. So it's the old good Doom.
Yep.
And refresher on it. Amara's going for an MKB next too.
Okay, I think this game has reached Rapier or bust territory.
Yeah.
Parker is working on it, and I think it's the only solution. But the problem is the Rapier isn't enough if you don't find Omni.
True.
So you need to do this two-pronged attack where ideally your Mars Blink spears the Omni and you just kill him instantly and then build a fight around it. Punch into trouble for Schofield.
Whole lot of trouble, and now Doom onto Gyro. KJ throws out the Maledict, wanting to hit the Witch Doctor ulti going, and Amar low, good arena, but they don't have the damage. They buy back onto Parker though. He's trying to get back into this fight. Onto Maureen, starting to punch into him too. They have the refresher out. Analog dodgy damage, trying to lifesteal up through it, but it's not going to be enough. And with Parker dying back, GG is called. Falcons, a dominant display in this game number 1.
Yeah, this game, in all honesty, it was close and it was interesting and exciting for like 15 to 20
heroes.
Absolutely. I did want to talk to you about your Enigma ban. You went ahead and did that 3rd ban in the series. I was very interested in that. Any reason why?
Honestly, I don't remember us banning Enigma.
You didn't. I was testing you to see if you actually answered these correctly. But no respect bans this time I saw. What's up with that?
What do you mean? Like for the Enigma?
No, you didn't ban Enigma.
Yeah, I know, but what do you mean no respect bans?
You didn't respect ban a single hero for Heroic.
We banned the heroes that we thought, like, I think we did. Like,
All right, thank you so much, Ali. Just one of the worst interviews I've ever done. Well, let's go ahead and throw it to the game.
Thank you so much. There's a battle going on right there on your screen. Holy moly, Crit's dead. Nice win rate, nerd. How you doing, Sin?
Oh man, I love these interviews between Slacks and AUI. I hope no matter what happens in this series that we get more of them. I'm assuming we will, because I feel like they're starting to develop their own meta.
That's right.
It's starting to get a little bit obscure and bizarre, and I'm here for it. I love it. So that is a first blood for Heroic. Good start for them. The runes are split evenly as well, and the big winner in that first blood exchange, of course, being Parker on the Monkey King. Now, we were looking a little bit at facets here.
Yes.
And something really stood out to you, so I think you should be the one to explain this.
So there was one thing, which was obviously the Inkstagate on Schofield. That's a bit of a meme for me, just because I love the fine art. Maybe it's not a meme, but like I think that you can see obviously the value of Instigate, and well, Snake King getting chased down and killed. Is Parker going to get another kill here as the reel-in happens? And yes, no, Schofield takes it. But it's the switch-up. It's the Monkey King who has Wukong's Faithful instead of going for the Simeon Stride, which we've seen so often. Why do you think he did this?
I guess it's just the carry mentality, right? He is going to be playing less actively around the map and just wants to really have that carry potential and get that extra damage in fights. Has to be the rationale here, right? It is very unusual. We almost only see the other one taken, but for carry Monkey King specifically, I think there is an argument to be made for this one sometimes. This is going to be an interesting laning stage. So they're dodging away on the side of Heroic. They're dodging the offlane Razor for their Monkey King by putting Parker in the offlane together with Schofield.
Okay.
This means that Amar will be laning as Razor against Magnus. So trying to solve the problems that Falcons are throwing their way. And this is a curious one for me because how experienced are Heroic when it comes to this kind of stuff? Swapping their lanes up this way. I mean, ultimately, Dota is still Dota. You're playing in a different lane or whatever, but there is something to be said about comfort. And when it comes to lane swapping, I just think Falcons are extremely experienced comparatively.
Right. I mean, I know that Schofield's been playing for forever, in eras of time in Dota when you've had to, you know, change things up a bunch. Obviously, less often the case nowadays. But I think that at the very least for him, you know, having some idea of what they could do and how to dodge away from these, at least so far, it doesn't seem to be working too great for them. Monkey King's still not having a wonderful time. 6-0 on the CS as Schofield gets caught here by Snake King. We'll just drinking buddies away from him. And actually, we'll get the proc off. So, yeah, Monkey King now having that extra bit of damage. But, I mean, compare this to what would have been happening up top. Razor is absolutely dominating. 14 and 11 on this Razor. double-elimination is just not having a game.
And this is why Falcons did this, right? Because from their perspective, even if the enemy team dodges lanes, Razor can't lose.
Yeah.
So you know for a fact you're winning this lane. You know for a fact that DK can't truly be countered bottom either. So you're not necessarily winning bottom, but at the very least you're doing fine. At the current time, they are winning it. But yeah, this top lane for Amar is just it's just so easy. Now mid as well, looking quite even between Malrine and Analog. So all in all, I think Falcons are pretty comfortable with the state of things right now. It's good for Heroic that they got those 2 kills, otherwise there's potential for this to get a little bit spooky. Now, what AUI did not answer in the interview was, I believe the 2 heroes that Falcons haven't lost a game on are Hoodwink and Tusk.
Right.
Hoodwink is 4-0 for them, and the Tusk is 2-0, 1 game on Snay and 1 game on Crit. But Dragon Knight in the tournament has 25% win rate. Not for Falcons, but for the tournament in its entirety. So which one is stronger? And are Falcons just so strong that it doesn't matter?
Right. Was a bit of a strange hero, I feel like, at times.
Uh-oh, King Jungle's getting taken for a walk.
And that's just eventually going to be a death. Does take him a little while to get it, but in the end, it's definitely going to happen. And also, getting a kill on the courier there for Crit. Devi, again, running into issues and going to have to go for the skewer away, bringing out a salve for himself, or rather dropping it for the Naga Siren. Yeah, this is just going to continue to be a beatdown. If they get out of this without losing anybody, I feel like that's the point that you have to be happy with.
Yeah. I really like the detail there from Crit, by the way, with how he played that against Devi to do so much damage. He was constantly kind of baiting him to try for the skewer. He was like offering himself up. He's just outside of range, and Devi twice was like, can I get it? Can I get it? And in the meantime, he's just taking damage.
Right.
So that will force out that salve and make this top lane even harder. But you're right. I think for the side of Heroic, avoid the bleeding, get level 6 on your Earth Spirit, and see if you can get something done on the map. Analog, he's closing in on it. Should get it in the coming wave.
It's had a very even game, slightly ahead in the CS, rather the levels compared to the Pango. A little bit behind, actually, in the CS. But can make some stuff happen there, and Amar will be skewered back in. That just sets up Devi to be brought down. They will reel in Amar, but now kicks back underneath tower if they want to. He's already under it, magnetize out. Crit does manage to get the escape, but that is the rotation that they're hoping for. Would have liked it probably if Mag lived. Instigate wears off. Snake King hits with the blood grenade. Can they get to the other side of him? They will. Boundless strike out, but Snake King should be able to walk that one off.
And speaking of the Instigate, so Grim's choices are either the you can stop your ink earlier, or it's the curveball higher damage Stroke of Fate. The thing about Instigate at a pro level that makes me think that most people are looking toward that is that when you get the shard, right?
Yeah. Having
that guaranteed fast and strong dispel is just really valuable. Parker, nice play here to get out. Gets the Boundless off for a ton of lifesteal and then swaps away. And what's Amar going to do? He'll just gate back up top. So you could call it a failed attempt. I mean, you still forced out the TP from the Monkeys to get back to base. But if he had TP'd and then died, it would have been very, very bad. So at the very least, Parker with the right read that he can get out of trouble there.
7-minute mark. Wisdom Runes looks like it's going to be a trade-off of 1 apiece. They were starting to make that move up there a little bit with Snay, but then ended up calling it off. Schofield will pick up this Wisdom Rune. And yeah, I agree. The shard definitely super valuable on the Grimstroke. Basically just gives you a hard dispel save. And particularly against DK, it feels like it's going to be really nice. It does mean that your damage is going to be a little bit mitigated on your Stroke of Fate. And that was the issue for Heroic in the last game. We'll see if they've come up with enough answers to solve that problem. As double-elimination going through the Twin Gate, trying to find a target, but the ward already down.
Bit forced.
They knew about it. There was a ward up there on the high ground.
Now it's really forced.
Boundless, not going to happen.
There are 5 heroes down here and they're not killing anyone. Falcons are just farming. Amar is free farming top, Crit sitting mid. Just an attempt that does not really give them anything. And they're going to have to return to their respective lanes now with no gain. Malrine, 8-minute power rune. Will get unlucky. It will go to Analog finding the illusion, so I guess he also got unlucky.
Now there is an opportunity up here looking for the Razor. They will go out immediately with the shockwave. Pops ulti on Amar, kicks him away on Analog and says, sorry, we were just kidding, I promise. Don't mind us. Malrine's gonna keep the roll going. Now illusions get sped out. Divine Llama in trouble. KJ is there. They roll in a second time now for Analog. Malrines finds the finish, and Earth Spirit just starting to die. Throws out what damage he can with the Magnetize, but that is not enough for the kill. Malrine living, and KJ gonna be hunted down eventually. Does not have a TP. I mean, maybe he jukes his way out of here, but that felt really bad for Heroic.
Yeah, not enough damage. Naga doesn't deal any damage. Magnus doesn't deal much damage, so Earth Spirit kind of has to do it all on his own. And
nice space created, at least.
Yeah, they don't find him, so nice job there by King Jungles. But yeah, it's difficult. It takes time for them to kill these heroes. Monkey King, the ideal target to rotate there, doesn't show up. And now, Divine again!
Under tower and gone.
Oh boy, he just TP'd back to instantly die again. That is miserable. King Jungles will suicide to the tower because he has no way back to base. And the sequence that you saw up there, it's so important that they have Thunderbolt on the Pango. Because the thing that this Thunderbolt does is when you have the regular rolling Thunder, you can't just roll in circles and keep stunning people. But because of the improved turn rate and the speed that you have, you can actually just chain stun people out in the open, which is something that used to be impossible for this hero. So that's how they just took down the Magnus the first time around. He was just chain stunning him with just the Pango without even bouncing on anything. And that is also a concern potentially for Earth Spirit down the stretch is... Oh, nice rune snag here from Analog. Is he going to get away with it? Looks like a yes.
I'm hiding in my safe space. Analog running away from them, not going to get caught. And now they roll in. Hold on a second. Stun, follow-up, done.
Nice pull-up there on the Tusk, getting him to the high ground with the reel-in.
I do love when these players just like sit in a corner as a, you know, anybody getting rolled on by Pango, and then the Pango's like, all right, fine, I'll go kill your friend. Amar, still the biggest, baddest man in this game right now, sitting top of the net worth charts, and has basically nobody in this game, it feels like, that can come and contest him. They have to bring overwhelming numbers, and it just hasn't worked.
That's a good point. There's no single hero that can lane against him and deny him anything. So Amar's graph should just continue spiking up and up. And Heroic aren't even going to bother with him. They're looking for other targets, potentially Skitter down here on the Dragon Knight. He has fallen behind a decent amount against the Monkey King with the kill Parker got in the early laning stage.
Roll, kickback, silence. So far, well played. Here. The Boundless is out, and second salvo means Crit's dead. Pretty well executed kill.
Probably not the quality of target they were hoping for, but at least they find something with that one.
Oh. Stun. Out. Schofield dead. Malrine gets brought down, and now RP, this is what they needed to do. Do they have enough to kill him off? With the Blade Mail out, it is going to be a kill. So well played. Roll away. Tries to get away from Malrine. Still has that amplified damage on him. Analog just getting completely chain stunned here. The roll, and actually gets a kick away somehow. Snowball is out. Parker there.
Sharpshooter.
The damage. Malrine gonna be reeled back into this one. They don't have mana, the one Parker, and no Boundless Strike. He can't get it off in time. He's trying to get the Lotus in. Staying alive a little bit longer. The Lotus pop. No! He doesn't get it off. A great bushwhack disrupts all this again, and well, KJ, we've seen this one before. He'll get a Lotus before he goes down.
This is probably going to be a tower as well. Falcons, again, bringing the numbers. They do lose their Razor at first, but Heroic had to expend RP and Magnetize for that kill.
Yeah.
So the follow-up fight from especially the Pango is just extremely free, and Malrine is having a very, very good game. He's 3-0-5. He has a super early defusal that caused a ton of issues there for the Monkey King, and it's not going to get easier for a while because Parker, courtesy of playing position 1 Monkey, either has to go for the Maelstrom or the Battle Fury, which is his choice this time around, the Battle Fury that is. So it'll be a long time before he has a way of dealing with the mana burn in fights. 1 or 2 swashbuckles, and if you've used a couple of spells, you're just dry.
Well, this right here is, I think, what you kind of need to do at this point for Heroic is just get as much farm as quickly as you can.
They don't have
on
the power.
Yeah, they'll still take it slowly. It's going to go down over a little period of time here, but I mean, getting to that Battle Fury is important, especially if you don't have the power. And now they finally get it. There it is.
Yep.
I mean, we always talk about how strong Monkey King can be in the late game. Getting level 25, if you also have Empower on him, he's going to be a menace to deal with, particularly with RP in their back pocket. But do you think they can get there given Falcons draft? Like, how quickly do they sort of turn up the tempo on Falcons now?
I think so. I definitely think it's possible for Heroic to slow down the game a little bit. One of the things they have is that when Falcons do try to go for high ground plays, there's always the Blink Skewer threat.
Right.
If you get a hero out of position, you can probably defend your base with that. If things fail, you have Song of the Siren to reset. You can use Song of the Siren into Wukong's command, which is a really strong setup for the Monkey. So, I think so. I mean, this is not the ideal situation, of course, because the Razor and Pango are having so good games, but it's definitely not it's not outside of reach at all. I feel like the previous game we had at this point was looking worse for Heroic than this one is, just on a theoretical level. The Monkey King has the Battle Fury and Empower. He's going to be farming really fast if Falcons don't constrict him from playing his triangle area. And it looks like they aren't doing that just now, so...
Well, BKB seems to be the call for Amar when he gets up to that point. And DK, Skitter trying to build into an armlet after going for that Blink Dagger first. They start to head up towards the north side of the map here, Snaking getting a D ward. That mid-tier 1 tower is still standing for Heroic.
Yeah,
could
not much longer probably.
Yeah.
Analog. If he gets Blink Dragon-tailed here, this could go south very quickly.
They see him, they get him. TP comes in. Do they have anything to stop this? They have the Soulbind silence, but there is no follow-up at all. That is not what they were looking for, and have to jump away on Parker.
Remember, he doesn't have Simian Stride, so he can't just jump non-stop, but
yeah,
we'll get out. And this is, we were talking about this before the game started, about the Grimstroke versus Pango, that Soulbind is a classic counter to Pango, but I just feel like the hero doesn't really play the same way anymore as it did back when you countered it with that. Because back then, a lot of the times, the team fights where Pango rolls in, melee core connects on him, and then they both get bound together and it sucks.
Yeah.
But I feel like more team fights than not this tournament, the Pango's just off on his own. Just disrupting the supports or taking a core out of the fight. You saw in that instance, Schofield was close to getting the Soulbind. Unfortunately, he soulbound 2 other heroes together and not the Pango.
Right.
So I don't know if you can really rely on this part of the hero as a counter pick. And at that point, it begs the question, is it even a good pick, the Grim?
Right. I mean, it ends up being, I think, an okay pick against the DK once he gets that shard online.
He has it.
So that, if he's in position right there, I feel like Analog lives.
Easy kill.
Yeah, this is a nice one to bring down.
Devi will pick that up. Devi going full utility items. He's going Blink Force, so no auras, no scaling. He's going to be fully focused around trying to set up, in particular, Parker for a good fight.
Can start building, though, afterwards into more things. And he should get decent farm again, like Magnus, you know, getting in power, able to hit some creeps that from time to time. And also, like, you know, you're playing with an Earth Spirit, so Analog is not like the most farm-focused type of hero in the game either. It feels like maybe there's going to be some room in there for him to play a little bit of catch-up.
Yeah. As
Analog builds into the BKB.
And when we look at the net worth, the difference between the teams is Magnus.
Yeah.
More or less. This hero doesn't necessarily need to have the same net worth as other heroes in the game to have major impact. Uh-oh.
Oh, you can't get caught like that, Schofield.
Here comes the car!
Trying to find him. KJ cannot get the song off, and the two supports found at the start of this fight can barely even call it a fight, really.
Wait.
Now they jump onto Analog. The buyback comes from the Naga Siren, and Analog already dead! RP connection onto 2. Now pulling them in a little bit closer, trying to do what damage they can in this Wukong's command. It's only 1 dead, though. Now KJ throws out the Song of the Siren. He is dying to Amar.
These heroes are low, but what damage do you have on Heroic?
They jump in with Parker, trying to find him. Soulbind is out. Schofield throws it out, but no! It's just going to be another kill onto Parker. It is all falling apart for Heroic.
All right, the answer to my question was indeed what I expected. You do not have the damage. It's just so tempting. You have 2 heroes slept, 2 cores are on 20%, but they have nothing left. Analog is dead. Monkey King, maybe you have a Boundless, but it's not enough, and Magnus is, you know, he offers not very much in these situations, so you saw they immediately tipped Parker there with a Mar. Just thought it was funny that they even tried for it, and it just backfired horribly for them. So now, starting to feel a little bit like Game 1. The lineups are obviously completely different here, so the issues Heroic have are also of a different nature. I don't necessarily think overall damage is the problem, but this time around you're fully reliant on getting big payoff from your ults.
I mean,
if you don't kill heroes in RP and in Magnetize, you're not killing them.
Well, and that was the thing. It was sort of a 1-by-1 fight that ended up happening, and I think for Schofield, like, you just have to stay further back. If you're getting caught first by DK, you're the answer to the DK. Yep. You can't be the first point of contact.
I mean, this was a sequence of just fails from Heroic, right? So he gets caught first, then Naga tries to help, she dies, and then Analog kind of just walked around and got caught too. So you could have probably handled that situation with a death on Grim.
Yeah.
And then that was it. But you ended up losing 3 heroes and a buyback. Actually, you lost 4 heroes, I think, and a buyback. So, Help a Buddy Syndrome in full effect there, costing Heroic. Let's see, this is a Sanjin Yasha, right? It is. So now, Sanjin Yasha completed for Parker. Curious to see what his next item is here, because he has some problems to solve. He needs to deal with the Razor. He needs to deal with getting stunned by Dragon Knight, unless Schofield can do it for him every time. He will buy the BKB. Has, of course, got bonus damage from the Magnus. That does help when you are playing this type of game, that you feel a bit better about not itemizing aggressively, because he can help you out.
Well, and
Wisdom time.
Malrine comes out now realizing that Malrine was in the area. They're going to give up that Wisdom Rune. I wonder if that might signal... I mean, there's no ward, actually, so they can't see that that happened. No chance for a counterplay on the bottom side of the map. But they do manage to take down the top tier 1 tower, while the bottom one gets denied by KJ. So a couple little things here and there.
And some important progression being made, right? Magnus has Force Staff now, Earthspirit has BKB. The Monkey King will be going Eggs, so he switched away from the BKB. So we'll go for like a hybrid item. This is both offensive and defensive. The stats are very good for Monkey. The hero is not so tanky as we talked about last game, but when you have both Ags and Sanjin Yasha, the stats all of a sudden start really ramping up.
Yeah.
Keeping you alive. On the side of Falcons, is that Sanjin Yasha Amar? It sure is. He buys this seemingly every game.
Doesn't matter, the hero.
Well, he's just playing heroes that Sanjin Yasha is good on, you know? He likes the move speed.
Oh, Device steals it. Give him a tip. Come on. Not going to see that one yet. There you go. A voice line. That's a half a tip. But at this point, Heroic
Yasha Amar, it sure is. He buys this seemingly every game.
Doesn't matter, the hero.
Well, he's just playing heroes that Sanjin Yasha's good on, you know? He likes the move speed.
Oh, Device steals it. Give him a tip. Come on. Not going to see that one yet. There you go. A voice line. That's a half a tip. But at this point, Heroic just trying to sort of protect the area that's theirs, wait out for a later point in time when they start to get a couple more items. At some point, they're going to need to go for some type of play, but you can see immediately Crit goes for the TP out as he saw them heading that direction on that ward that's up there. It's a nice placement. Well, Devi going to use his illusion runes just to mess around with the creep wave equilibrium a little bit. Doing whatever they can to be annoying. Look at it. Oh, he's going for a courier snipe with the illusions. Very nice. That was not going to happen. There's no way. But yeah, a little bit of a slowdown. Falcons feeling very confident in the way this game is going and what their win condition is.
I mean, they arguably have 5 of their 15 best heroes of the patch.
Yeah.
So if the game is going according to plan, these players know what to do. Amari Razor, Malrine Pango, and Skitter on the carry Dragon Knight, and the 2 supports, as we talked about, Falcons haven't lost a game this tournament with Tusk or with Hoodwink, so yep. They know what to do, and they're waiting for the right moment to strike. Potentially, if they find a pick up here on someone like Parker, could consider a Roche play.
This creep wave is a bait. He's got to run, and will get away. And that should set up for Falcons to go make a little twin gate play. Will they be thinking about Roche? Looks like the answer is yes.
Okay.
Now this was scouted. They have a ward right in the area on Heroic.
And that Song of the Siren to set everything up. They could do an insane song into RP Wukong combo here if they get there in time.
They got to go quick. They got to go
Smoked
quick.
up. Even if they're too late, potentially the fight could still be theirs, but
yeah, Radiant
Falcon will back out.
They know. I mean, this is dangerous for them regardless. And now you actually have Dragon Form that's about to wear off. The wraparound coming from Devi. Snaking is there to break the smoke. Broken there. Snaking behind a tree. They're going to send in the Naga Siren Illusion. Silence out. Oh, that's not the way it's supposed to go. And they don't get the Soulbind onto Pango either. They got a song to get out of here. It's not going to happen. They're just going to die.
Oh, my.
Quick fingers. And Malrine showing his appreciation for what went down there. That was also a dieback on Naga from last time, so she can't even come back and try and defend it. This one's just going Falcons' way.
You miss 100% of the RPs you don't try.
True.
But you also miss a percentage of the ones you do try. And that was one of them. That was unfortunate. I mean, the moment... Okay, so that's just... Okay. Did he miss on both heroes because of Drinking Buddies, or one of them, is my question. Would he actually have hit them both, but they both dodged with Drinking Buddies? Because if so, that's just ridiculous, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
I mean, either way, really unfortunate, you know? I mean,
I'm done.
That is the what can you do? Oh, man. Big moment for Falcons, though. They get the Roche, they get 3 kills, they get the top tier 2. And the makings of a classic Falcons takeover map situation is starting to show now. Wonder how many towers they can get with this.
I mean, yeah, I think, like, again, looking at the net worth, this is pretty bad. It's not as bad as I feel like it could be, but I'm worried about these next couple of minutes here. This is where I feel like the game really starts to get out of hand, and you can see Heroic going to take the Tormentor because they were not going to have an opportunity to get it very soon. Falcons are going to come and claim that one.
Now they get the healing song with this.
Okay.
It'd be interesting for a potential reset of the fights when things get spicy. But ultimately, the way this Heroic draft is set up and the way the game has gone so far, with Analog having one of his quietest Earth Spirit games of the tournament, you need a lot from the Magnus here.
Yeah.
And this is where not getting into your head too much and keeping your cool and not getting tilted or rushing things is really, really important for Devi. This isn't necessarily a matter of finding a big RP and making a wombo combo happen. It can be something as simple as getting a blink skewer on the hoodwink. You know, anything that just breaks the fight open for your team. If you isolate one hero and kill them off and Falcons come in with their mega counterplay, you just song.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can probably even build an amazing fight off the back of that. But step number one is that you are the ones finding the initiation, and it just has not been the case for a very long time in this game that Heroic have set up something successful now. Falcons are giving them the opportunity here potentially to blink skewer Skitter if he's clutch with it, but they'll just glyph and wait it out.
I mean, that was also with, like, nobody around him. You know what I mean? Like, Skitter was there with just snaking nearby. And it just shows, I think, how confident Falcons are about where the rest of Heroic is on the map, that nobody was going to be there to back it up, so he couldn't even really go for a skewer play if he wanted to. I'll say, though, Parker's net worth in the game.
Yep. He's making the most of a bad situation here, finding a ton of farm around the map while everybody else is busy doing their thing. He's doing his. Looks to be going for a Daedalus after his Ag, so very offensive now in his build.
No BKB.
And honestly, I like it in this game. They find Analog. He can maybe get out of this. There's the song.
Reset the fight. Do they want to go for this? It's all Parker. Does he want to make this play? He's going to make it happen, but no, they blink away. Now RP skewering the whole host of them. The damage out, supports are gone. Can they do more now? Can they look for more here? Amar gets the link onto Monkey King, and now he's running through the Wukong's command like a crazy person. Skitter is right there on top of him too. All of the monkeys are still hitting from that active sector, and the damage is out. That Skitter dead one time. Put him up on the cliff. Amar, he's dead. This fight is working out perfectly for Heroic. And it all came off the back of Analog getting caught, and then the Song of the Siren. Skinner now tries to get away, but he is going to be silenced. He is going to be killed, and this lead, it's gone.
That is massive. Finally, Heroic get a moment of opportunity where things come together. As you said, they set up a song, and despite I think the Boundless Strike actually missed entirely.
Yeah.
But they found a two-man RP skewer into the Wukong's command, and that's good enough. You know, that's what I'm saying. You don't necessarily need to find something insanely big. Just a good two-man setup. You get them out of position, and even if it's just the supports, the fight gets blown wide open, and Heroic eventually step-by-step dismantle them there. And that's the entire lead gone. And Parker is starting to... Oh my god, he has Daedalus now. This Monkey King is a problem. And they thought they could kill him too.
Yeah.
They were really trying to stick on him, but I think he broke the static link, so he didn't take that much damage or lose that much damage against the Razor. And the three cores of Falcons threw everything they had at him, but it just wasn't enough. They were lacking a little bit from those dead supports to get the kill finished. And he just healed through all of it, and that means all that damage is for naught.
The other thing here is you start to look at these net worths. Mag has BKB, and he's working towards a refresher next.
He cannot afford refresher.
Oh, but Sind. But Sind, do you remember?
Does he have the
15 talent on Magnus?
Yeah, okay.
So he can actually, if he hits one hero with RP, with all the items he has, I think it's enough to pop refresher and do another RP.
I guess especially if he gets rid of Eye of the Vizier, right? If
right.
He gets, oh, he also has a Dandelion Amulet in his backpack, so he's fine.
Yeah.
That's plenty of mana. He'll get, if he swaps these two around, he probably has like 1,200 mana. Yep, that'll do it.
Listen, everybody out there, don't ask how I know that you can get brown boots for Refresher Blink with Magnus. That's fine. Okay? You don't need to know the specifics. My behavior score did go down, but it's fine.
It truly is a different world out there in Turbo. It's a... Wait, I wasn't meant to say that, was I?
That's fine, don't worry.
Now they know. They know who you are.
The disgusting Big L.
You've lost so much street cred.
31 minutes, 5 heroes smoked up, looking for a pick. But nowhere to be found. I mean, this is the other thing that Falcons excel at. Like, look at their heroes just spread to the edges of the map.
Yeah.
are scanning.
Yeah, it's always fun to see in a game where one team has been running the show for like 15 minutes and then one thing goes wrong and the entire trajectory just changes so much.
Yeah.
Both teams' attitudes toward the game have just shifted like 180. Falcons are playing keep away. Heroic are confident. They're going for smokes. They want to find them across the map here, but as you said, Falcons, they are one of the best teams in the world at this type of gameplay. When it comes to staying away and not getting caught, they have very, very skilled core players at reading movements. And they do dodge that first smoke. Let's see if Heroic have plans for additional ones.
Now, the great equalizer for this is always going to be objectives. Do you think that Falcons will try and contest for a Roche fight?
It's a good question. I mean, it's hard. Contesting Roche into this Dire lineup is really, really hard.
Yeah. Wow, that is a big drop-off.
But you can also see even on the win expectancy graph, right? Falcons were never like mega favorites,
Right.
according to this. And it's because you always have this potential of the song plus RP turning the game around, and it just needs to happen once. And now that it I mean, Parker is actually just stupidly far. My God.
And
He almost has Abyss. I feel like I announce a new item for him every 3 minutes.
Right. Malrine is going for the AC because they need some type of physical mitigation for this.
And Amp.
Right. Well, and then the other issue that they might run into here is the level 25 for him becomes pretty gnarly. They are running in. This is under a Radiant ward. They're pinging right where they're walking. Like, it feels as if they know exactly where they are. Oh, because of the cloak. The Cloak of Flames, they saw the creeps get hit by it. So they know literally exactly where they're walking.
Yep.
And now they're pinging.
And Amar wants to be the one to break the smoke because he has Satanic, so he really wants to be the first line of defense here.
Now the pings come the other direction. Roche about to respawn. They have a minute here, though, and then it's going to go back top. Which team is going to start to break formation first to head up to the north side of the map? It looks like Falcons are going to pressure out bottom, and now they don't have good position to go through the gate.
Man, it is so valuable to have Mirror Image right now.
Yeah.
He's just constantly able to spam out these illusions. They last as long as the cooldown is, so he can non-stop scout key positions.
Falcons are heading north. They want to get there first if they can. I mean, this is a pretty cool play if they can make this happen. Because if they can see and get Heroic up there going through the gate, they will destroy them in a fight.
Heroic are going to go from the other side, though.
Yeah.
This is a full-on mind games of who is out-positioning who. Heroic expect this, so instead of going through the gate, they will come from the right, and they will use their own smoke on the Naga. Parker will TP on the outpost when it's time to shine here. And Falcons are already set up with all 5. If they could somehow find this moment of opportunity before Heroic get in position. But no, they're just going to go for the Roche. And this one is not going to roar, right? Oh, wait, they had the first Aegis.
They had the first Aegis.
That's right, they had the first one.
Parker TPing in. He is all alone. They jump forward, try and find him, but they get away. And now Soulbind onto 2. They're already in. Devilama gets the RP connection. Skidder, he is gone. Now Malrine just died to the crits. He's almost out of there. They have to run away with the rest of them. It is a dead Grimstroke. Snaking, TPing out, and Amar does look to escape from this one. So when all is said and done, it's going to be Crit and Skidder dead.
And Roche for Heroic.
They get it.
They tried to set up that play onto the Monkey King, but they just weren't fast enough. I'm surprised Skidder couldn't get a Blink Dragon Tail when they saw the TP animation coming in. I think they got the static link off, but not the Dragon Tail, which shouldn't really be possible, so I don't know what happened there for Falcons, but absolutely crucial for Heroic to pull that off. Now they built themselves another advantage with this Aegis. I'm gonna see the replay here. Does he not have... Oh, he just messed up, right?
I guess. I think that it went through,
I think
but
he
just
mistimed
late.
it slightly on the blink in.
I mean, the reality is that they had to save with the Inkswell anyways.
Yeah, and I guess if you TP and shift Q Tree Dance, the Dragon Tail, even if you blink melee Dragon Tail, he might still get the jump off regardless, actually. So maybe there's just nothing you can do there to prevent this from happening from Parker. And That's a great result for them.
They win the
Big
chess
item.
war.
They get the Octarine now onto the Earth
Oh,
Spirit.
Parker, don't kill you. Parker.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Why did Carey
He's just sitting there smiling. Not even close. Has the Paladin Sword, so he'll probably heal up in the jungle. And he also got level 25 from this. So now,
Big ring.
bigger ring. This is still the worst description of any talent in the game. It says additional Wukong's command ring, which really sounds like there's going to be 2.
Yeah.
But there's 1, and it's bigger. So why doesn't it say bigger Wukong's command ring?
Because it's
the question.
It's additional. Maybe there's 2 on top of each other, and it's just like the other one's invisible.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think you're right. It couldn't be. Valve couldn't have made a mistake. I don't know. That's not the thing. Anyway, the big ring is unlocked.
Additional ring.
So it says it creates an additional ring of 7 soldiers at 1100 range from the center, but when you look at it, does it look like that?
Yeah, definitely.
To me, it just looks like the ring is just bigger. Not that it's 2 rings next to each other, but is it actually 2 rings next to each other? Maybe I'm stupid.
You're just flaming, man.
Nah, it couldn't
You're
be.
a flamer.
It's not me that's wrong. It's everyone else. I'm sure it's
I'm
everyone.
with you there.
Yeah, it can't be me. It's
I'm
definitely-
just agreeable, you know?
Yes, that's good. That's why I like you. You're an enabler.
Yeah.
But you're a good enabler, unlike Jenkins, who is a bad enabler.
All enablers are good enablers because you're enabling somebody to do something, okay?
Okay.
And it's good to do things.
Yeah.
Schofield finding Crit, getting him with the silence, and oh, you ain't
Bash.
going nowhere unless you are. Big hit.
Bonk.
Critted on. As Analog gonna shove out the mid wave and continue to harangue this Falcon side. Now, has he gone too far? Magnetize onto everybody. KJ there with the Song of the Siren.
RP.
Come join me in the additional ring. It's only onto 1, but it might be good enough. With the Boundless Strike onto Snake King, it's more than enough for those 2 to die. Maureen does manage to get the jump away in time.
10,000 gold lead. And again, it's just so hard for Falcons now. They were in a good position, but you take one bad fight against this dire lineup, and the fights just get... It feels like after that one moment, it's just hard to envision the fight where they get things on their terms.
Yeah.
Song of the Siren threat is there constantly. RP threat is there constantly. All Heroic need to do is send Analog in there and get something started. And whatever type of fight it evolves into, if he kicks someone out, great. If he goes in there and tanks some damage, great. He just needs Falcons heroes to respond. If they ever group up or lose position slightly, they just auto-win the fight on Heroic. And this is absolutely Lena Barracks.
Look at this damage he's doing to this tower, man. It is just getting demolished. This
I mean,
Monkey
he's
King does
stupid
so much. Buildings following, hit with the Bushwhack does not appear to matter almost at all. They will use the Inkswell there, but DK back up in 5 seconds. It's a couple seconds too late. And honestly, I don't even know if they want to fight at that point. Like, you kind of have to wait for Wukongs to be down, but it's hard to imagine how that's going to happen. They have Refresher done on Mag.
Yeah, this is... should be pretty easy here on out for Heroic. Just set up any sort of good fight together. The one thing that they can't afford to have happen is that they get caught off and split out too much, so that Falcons start to get a pick or two and maybe develop the fight off of that. But yeah, it looks like Heroic are pretty wise about their positioning. Analog pushed out mid. He's going to roll away, not get caught. In the meantime, up top, Schofield is smoked up from the ninja gear, so he's not getting caught. Parker is all the way bot. If they find Parker, it's massive. His BKB, his Aegis is actually expiring in 5 seconds, so this would be the pick.
He does just now have a
hopping
9-second BKB delivered to him. But we'll see them walking over. Amar reveals underneath a ward. How frisky is he feeling on Parker? Not that frisky. Maybe a little bit, though. Blink back, cliffing himself. And Schofield will also back away. Realizes that's literally the entire team and decides, maybe not. Oh, and Naga Siren now has Aghanim Scepter. So does have the debuff immune in Snare.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He just wants to ensnare and reel in people into the monkey ult.
Right.
And then they're just screwed. Parker, very confident. He's just going to go straight into the base. Falcons are not ready for this.
Nobody is in position, and honestly, even if they were, I don't know if you're stopping this pressure that's coming in from Parker. Will get a good hit with the bushwhack, but immediately the Inkswell turns that back around. Now they're snowballed in. Don't look now, but there could be some damage coming out. Divai Llama looking for an RP target, has not found it yet.
He doesn't need to. That was a two-hero play. That was just Schofield and Parker, and Falcons feel like they can't do anything about it. Now they do have a top tier too, so I'm guessing Amar will really want to push this top wave out. But at the moment, he's in his Ancients. Really wants to finish his refresher, but yeah, he has to disengage. And this tier 2 will be gone in just a blink of an eye when Parker gets on top of it.
Well, like you said, refresher is done. So double Eye of the Storm with a Satanic and BKB to boot.
It feels like Falcons have to... I mean, how do they avoid getting RP'd, man?
Yeah.
It's 2 attempts for Divai, and he has BKB, and they have Song protecting him. They're going to have to buy back their hero's hero. This is Megas, so... Well, are they just going to give them Megas? Nope. Here we go.
Jumps in, stun, double round. A lot of damage out. The RP is there, though, and they manage to get away on Parker. But big damage out from Divai. In the midst of the song, they force Staff to try and run away. Disengaging from this fight, they'll have another RP in a moment. Looking for his opening, Divai Llama ready. They roll out on Analog. With Grimstroke dead, this actually is pretty good, but no! The turnaround, the damage out from Parker is insane. Divai Llama is starting to fall. Do they have enough to kill Snaking in it? They will. But in the meantime, Parker tries to get out, not able to. Says, fine, you know what? We'll just try and settle this the old way. Runs down and finding Skidder boundless through to the far side. That's actually KJ that manages to right-click the DK to death. But still, 3 heroes dead, 2 of them without buyback.
That was a very surprising result that Falcons were actually able to even string that together. But the first RP, they use it and they song at the same time, so they kind of threw 1 RP out for no reason. And then the second one was quite good, but yep. As you said, they do manage to survive, so it's not over quite yet here. You see Divai using Refresher, getting out. And he's full-on resetting out of the fight. Schofield being dead is definitely a bit of a problem here. And they stick onto Analog, and there's the second RP. But what? How did Skidder get down to the low ground?
I do not know. Drinking
did
buddies,
Crit
maybe?
force-staff him, or? Maybe he got force-staff, because, I mean, Skidder and Amar were RP'd next to each other. If they don't get repositioned on one of the heroes, the fight's just over right there and then, but...
Right. I mean, it did show in that last engagement how much the double Eye of the Storm can do. Like, it's a serious problem, and, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's even going to be hard for Parker to stand up next to.
Amar's about to hit 25 as well, which could be a game changer. When he steals attack speed against the Monkey King, if he gets to get that static link through, even with a good RP, if Monkey King doesn't have attack speed, he might not be able to find the kills quickly enough, and they'll be able to heal up with their Satanic. But, alright, Parker's challenging them instantly. What are you going to do about it? You're going to get Mega'd. Alright.
I mean, they didn't have Refresher for another 30-ish seconds, so Falcon's going to have to play against Mega Creeps now. It still is not completely over by any stretch of the imagination. Falcons can come back from this if they find that perfect fight. Heroic still kind of have to commit in to make the play happen.
Yeah, they have a Dragon Knight BKB now. Heroic are getting big items as well, though. So now a Hex onto Analog. You mentioned the Naga eggs. Magus has, what's that, 2/3 of an AC. It feels like it should be a formality, but if they can somehow on Falcons avoid getting RP comboed to death and get a static link off on the Monkey King, develop the fight, it is possible. We've seen Amar win ridiculous late game fights on Razor.
Crit passing by a
under
ward,
yeah.
so they know that this move is coming, and if you fight outside the base, it's really scary. Parker
has
up
awesome vision.
on the high ground, finds him. BKB out one time, the Link is already there. Good damage out, Link gets broken. Now pulling in more, Divine Lava RP on the 3! That's the fight they were waiting for. Skinner is gone. And with that, the heroic side is going to run down lanes, close this game out. We are going to a game number 3.
And man, what a difference it makes in this Monkey King versus Razor matchup that Monkey has the shard.
Yeah.
Every time he gets static link, Parker can just jump away and reset and still play the fight. We saw it multiple times in this game. And then this last fight, you could tell Falcons, their plan was, let's try to blink Dragon Tail and drain him, but he's fast on the BKB, he gets out, and they get the job done. And wow, all right, well, I thought I was going to stand here and be like, all right, this is everything Falcons did right. They took complete control of the game, but one singular fight swung the entire game around for Heroic when they found that reset with the song into RP in the mid area of the map. And after that, they've basically just been winning out every fight. This game ends 25-25. Kind of a, I want to say almost misleading score in a way, but at the same time, it's kind of fitting somehow.
Well, it's fitting. It's also fitting that we're going to get a game 3 in this upper bracket finals. Both of these teams have been so good at various points in times, and Heroic thinking now that they still have to replicate that again. We'll see if they can do as we get ready for that game 3. For now, back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Jens. Yeah, let's break this one down because, as Sin said, one fight turns it all around, but that's the beauty of Heroic's draft. I think it's a tale as old as time. When you have a Magnus in your team, the game is never fully over because you always have that chance for that comeback RP, and that's what happened. We might have seen some missed ones here and there as well, but at the end of the day, when it works, and it was a fantastic ending to that game. Also, Lizard, this was Heroic striking back hard.
Oh, they definitely have. Like, looking at this game, at the first 10-15 minute mark, I thought it was over. Like, Falcons easy 2-0, especially this hurt. Like, this hurt my soul, this RP right here. I thought it was pretty much done and dusted. They're about 6-7k ahead. They never really took off with the advantage, and that's one of the reasons why Heroic obviously managed to come back in. But like you already mentioned, that one fight, Monkey King TPing in.
I think this fight here, yeah.
This as well, sure. But the one on the Rosh pit, when they TP in and they don't catch him, it's just.
Oh, this is the beautiful one.
We're seeing the power of Naga Siren. Parker doesn't hit the stun, but then the Divine Llama, after having a really tough start to the game, he hits that one RP, and that's why, again, we don't really see Naga Siren too much, especially with the big team fight, because the fight was just simplified, right? Like, you see 4 or 5 heroes, you then throw down the Wukongs, Magnus then drags them back to the Wukongs, and then as the game progressed from here, we then got to see the strength truly of Grimstrike versus Pangolier, how Monkey King, he was always top net worth, to be fair. If you see it on the left-hand side, he's top net worth, and he then suddenly was like 10k more net worth. If you fast forward the game just a little bit longer. Like, it took one fight, but Heroic, they capitalized on it, and they never let Falcons back into the game.
The huge difference between this position 1 Monkey and what they had in the last game. Like, this is a game in which you can actually focus on yourself. You're not going for anything defensive. You're going full-on man mode. You're doing this Daedalus build very early on, and you're dishing out the necessary damage. I know we had some reservations to where their damage is going to come from, but Empower, Daedalus, this Monkey King was hitting very hard.
Yeah, it even put some question marks on why Parker didn't want to play that Monkey King in the first game of this series, right? Because he definitely...
3, how you feeling?
I'm ready for some magic, Lina, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
You and I, this tournament, have cast 1 mid Lina, and it went Gleipnir, and I wasn't a fan. And I know Malrine loves his mid Magic Lina, and he is the best in the world, the best in the business at playing the build that I'm assuming he will go for here, which will be the Flame Cloak and the E-Blade and the absolutely insane single target damage nuke that should be very strong against a hero like Muerta. So,
yeah.
should be good to watch.
I'm excited to see the Muerta, honestly, because as much as we're talking about this magic damage Lina against it, we've seen Parker do some really cool things. This guy feels very comfortable on Muerta, and I remember specifically one of the matches that we were watching from him the other day, playing against a Bristleback in mid, dead-shotting off another hero onto a Bristleback, and then tipping the Bristleback. I'm just going to say that, like, I think if you start playing well against specific heroes and then you see them later on, I think that gives players a lot of confidence. Snake King not going to be so confident about not dying. Psych, he lives.
The secret is to not be confident.
That's right.
That's when you stay alive. But you're right, the Parker Muerta is definitely... He had a standout game the other day. It was actually ridiculous how much he was doing on the hero, and they obviously picked it here as a counter to the Bristleback, but also should be quite decent against the Razor. These two heroes are extremely physical focused, and you have obviously the Pierce the Veil, and that's where that Lina is the wild card that can really change things around. We'll see how the mid lane goes in general. The last time we saw Lina versus Quap, the Lina was doing very, very well, and that is perhaps a little bit of a concern here for Analog. Considering the Queen of Pain has a quite key role to play in this game, because Heroic don't have the best in the way of setup. You have the Tusk and you have a Pango roll potentially. That is, I would never really consider Pango roll a reliable setup to a fight, but it can be very strong when you get it running. So you really need that Queen of Pain to be involved and bring the damage when you do find moments of opportunity. Divine Llama, very low, but will live.
Ooh. That was a close one right there, but yeah, like you said, able to survive through it. And so with that sort of key role that you feel like Quap needs to play in this game, do you think that that's something where if she does get shut down in the laning stage, it's a big problem, or can she still fulfill that role even if she's a little bit behind?
I think it's a problem if both she and Pango suffer, and that's the current state of affairs. So I am a little bit worried for Heroic that the start to this can become a... Oh, hang on, Analog. We're forced to blink away there. We see Malrine get the value point in Light Striker range.
He was the one that was playing aggressively. What's he saying chill for?
He's saying chill because he blinked away on Queen as if that was unnecessary, and you're worried about nothing, my friend, you know?
Okay, all right.
It's easy to all chat when you have a very favorable matchup and you're kind of owning your opponent. But, you know, every advantage that Malrine can get for himself within the rules, he will go for, of course. And this is a very one-sided mid lane so far. This is a 1k gold lead, raw laning, minute 3. So the lanes from Falcons are working out very, very well here. Divine Llama, once again, would be in trouble here. Might actually die from this one. He does not a swashbuckle. It's gonna be close.
Trying to stay alive if he can, but no. Skitter is gonna draw first blood. And kind of just left out on an island. Schofield is out to the side stacking up camps.
Yeah, they also brought Schofield over to protect the 4-minute water, because this mid lane is going the way it is. Analog is probably asking for help with covering the runes, and he will get the 1 water, but I mean, he is still not looking hot here, even with this rune to regenerate him a little bit. He's been forced to buy an early infused raindrop. He's sitting at 15 for 3 against the 25 and 14 on the Lina. You see that just flat-out net worth advantage, 700 the way of Malrine with no kills.
Yeah, that feels bad. Burning through raindrops here now, too, and I mean, that's just more net worth that's not going to be held by the Quap as this game gets later. They do have a couple of heroes that are pretty great at rotating out. Should be noted as well, Schofield getting another stack on that hard camp. So they are building up a little bit of a piggy bank to try and return back to eventually. Meanwhile, Amar gets hit with that dead shot. The drinking buddies, and now the bushwhack, more damage out. Now catching him with the shard. How much more do they want to go for this one? Gonna glyph the wave, hit now on to Muerta, pushes him back in the calling. Good damage out from KJ, cookie away, but it's not gonna keep him alive, and now that just means that maybe Parker dead, no.
Oh, that's so important from Analog. He actually saved Parker by 0.2 seconds or something. The next Quill Spray, I'm pretty confident would have killed off Parker there, but just barely ends up surviving with the Queen rotation in at the perfect moment. It's something the way of Heroic. It's still not looking too hot down bottom. It's still not looking hot mid, but at the very least they get something on the board here with this movement.
Malrine has 6. KJ is looking maybe to play some type of a
Power rune. It's bottom.
Okay.
So Analog will get the arcane.
I mean, for trying to survive the laning stage, Heroic are holding on.
Yeah.
It's a real, pretty fearsome presence that they've got across all 3 of these lanes. Does it get easier after the laning stage for Heroic?
Again, it mainly comes down to whether you find some successful rotation, because it's not like, okay, the lanes, it's just a matter of reaching level X, Y, Z on your cores and then you're fine. I think these lanes remain one-sided with the exception of top also down the stretch, like 10 minutes from now. So the way you solve this is by making good coordinated rotations where you take advantage of Sonic Wave, where you take advantage of ideally some kisses from Schofield, which of course means that it's very important that he gets the wisdom, which at this point is more or less guaranteed here with the protection.
Oh, KJ coming on in, and Falcons for a second time a little bit slow with their movements towards these wisdom runes, and they're going to get punished.
Yeah, it's actually super, super important for the side of Heroic, because it's not like this solves the laning stage, but it's a very big help. We were talking about how it's important they get the levels on the support. It's a nice sidestep from King J. Is he going to live?
I don't think so.
He's not going to risk it. I genuinely think... maybe not. If that was ready the whole time, the Acorn shot, he would have not lived. Otherwise, maybe TPing out was an option. But they were chasing him for an eternity, so they lose their tower.
That's pretty crazy. Tower BB. Listen, you gotta fight fire with fire sometimes.
Yep. Can respect that.
It shows that they're still in good spirits about the way that this game is going, at least.
I mean, if there's one guy on the side of Heroic who will be happy, the entire team will be happy if it has a good game, it is Parker on the Muerta. And he's the one guy who's having the good game, so he's also the guy chatting, you know?
Ooh.
There's his Treads. So Treads, Falcon Blade, minute 8. Has Gunslinger toggled on. It's important when you play this hero.
Very valuable.
It's always worth keeping an eye out for it.
Mar moves on in now.
Put the pressure. There is a rotation in from Crit as well.
Does have Pierce the Veil ready. Deadshot back up again in a little bit. Calling out. Pierce the Veil slowed down. Punched. Pummeled. Killed. Muerta online.
That one's a bit surprising to me. I'm not sure what Falcons were expecting there. Muerta's 6.
And
he's out of tips or what?
Malrine pushed up to the high ground, but everybody's getting together and joining in this Heroic.
Okay.
It's coming together.
Yep, the moves. This is what they need to do, and it's what they're accomplishing. They're finding a couple of core kills, so they kill Bristle, they kill Lina, and it's these support rotations that are really bearing fruit. So first of all, Schofield helps protect Parker up top and turn that around. That one was on Falcon's initiative, to be fair. And I kind of question their idea of what they were expecting there. This mid one is just a nice coming together with the support plays and getting these heroes involved, getting those levels. They're level 5 on the Snap as well as the Tusk. Look on the other side, only level 4s for Falcons, of course, with 0 Wisdom Runes. The ults should be coming Heroic's way first.
And they are, on Falcons, really important ultimates to get.
Yes.
I mean, the sharpshooter is maybe
Schofield
the difference.
is in a very awkward spot, but could maybe just cook his way out of this somehow. That's going to be a no.
Yeah, that's well, he farms a little bit before he goes down. Always got to find those silver linings there, but while this pressure is being mounted in the top lane, what are they getting on the side of Heroic? It seems like just sort of pressuring out the lanes and Devi finishing off that stack that was made.
Analog with another power rune. He's been getting quite a few of these. He's getting a regen this time. On the Queen.
Malrine underneath the ward. Need to be careful about this one, as Pango is TPing up here, has ultimate ready. Mar being chased by KJ, could throw out those shards.
Oh,
Another misplay on that one, but Schofield starts hitting onto Amar, able to dodge away from that cookie. Pango rolling up, trying to find Snake King, which means that he's not in the rest of this battle. It's Muerta that gets caught for the moment. Sonic Wave out, Amar low but not dead. Devi finally wears out the ultimate, so they kill the clock, they kill the bristle, they will lose Snap, and now Crit able to survive through this fight. Skitter trying to get on top of Devi, and in fact, they will be able to run him down. That sets up, so now Crit gets level 6.
Yeah, the fact that this is a pretty even exchange, I think, is very good news for Falcons. Again, considering the support disadvantage that they had leading into that. The kill overall, it might be slightly heroic favored in what golden experience they acquired, but in the grand scheme of things, getting that hoodwink 6 and getting the clock closer to 6 is very meaningful. And I think that fight recap was outdated, by the way, because they killed the Snapfire first. It was just so long ago that it isn't showing on this, right? So they do have the 2 kills their way as well.
Right.
To set the whole thing up, so... We see the Boots of Travel out from Malrine. This is his standard approach to playing this way on the Lina. He's got bots and he's going for Ags to get that Flame Cloak up and running. And he has the Thermal Runway. You and I were talking about this in the other Lina game that we cast about whether a slow burn is a thing, and I very quickly came to the conclusion upon reading it that no, that is not a thing. Even if you're playing Magic mid Lina, you've got to take the Thermal Runway literally every time, I think, so... It's also how you get this ridiculous burst combo going, because when you get the shard, you just go in with Thermal Runway, you throw out the Laguna Blade, you get insane stacks on your Fiery Soul, and you just pummel them down. So
Crit comes in and takes the last little remnants of that hard camp, but Analog not giving them easy farm to return to. 12 minutes, another rune.
Yep.
Everything feeling like it's going the way of Heroic right now in terms of the runes, but the net worth still into the favor of Falcons. Parker has the full Maelstrom coming out to him now. So good damage.
Triple stack these Ancients here.
Most farmed hero in the game at the moment.
And the biggest difference between the two teams, I feel like we've seen this... Have we seen this in both previous games, or at least one? It's just
so.
Amar versus... wow, Devi.
There you go.
A little bit of a aneurysm there. Yeah, just an advantage in the offlane. It seems to be what Falcons generate every single game, and it's not just about player individual performance, it's also the way they draft, right? They're giving Amar better conditions. I think the Pango in this game is just gonna struggle. Yeah. It's just the nature of the lane matchup that he has. I think Pango Snap into Razor Clock just sounds really difficult, so... He's getting what he can, and the good news is Pango doesn't necessarily need that many items when played as an offlaner. So your primary job is just to run in with this Thunderbolt and chain stun people. You don't necessarily have to do a ton of damage, you just need to offer that control. And he's got it. He's got Blink, so... Needs to set his team up for success so that Sonic Wave can come through nicely, so that there's a lot of time from where to just wail away at people. Wisdom Runes. This time Falcons get one.
And you can see the slowdown that sort of happened here. Bristleback very close to a completed Aghanim Scepter. Would have been done if not for those camps being stolen away. And so instead, it's going to be Heroic making this first move, finding Malrine right at the start. They are able to dodge away from some damage and kill off the Lina, getting Devi into this game and giving him a little bit of acceleration.
And it might lead to a tier 1 as well. We now have 4 heroes connected down here. Analog will be able to be a part of this if he wants to, but he's not even moving from mid. He feels like there's no risk that Falcons defend this, and that is the correct assessment. This tower is all Parker as he continues his massive farming streak. 150 CS minute 15, not bad.
Analog catches sight of him, does have Dagon. Crit down very low. We'll have another blink in a moment, but Analog not going for it.
He doesn't have enough information about the whereabouts of other heroes, and if there was a turnaround play there when you blink in aggressively, it feels really bad. So I'm gonna accept this. Now, Analog has the same net worth now as Malrine. And considering how that mid lane went in the start, I think that's really good news for Heroic on that front. So once again, we're back to the whole comparison of it's literally just the offlaners and how much impact per gold do the heroes offer. For Bristle, a lot of the time this hero does insanely well at this exact point in time when you get the Ags, but you're playing against Muerta, who has shown in this tournament to be an exceptionally good counter. So I think all in all, Heroic, despite being 3k down, probably looked quite healthy this game, to be honest.
Right. Well, and then the other hero that is like a little bit ahead at this point is going to be Crit on this Hoodwink, which has gotten them success over and over again. This battle in the river is not what they want, though. Caught for a moment on the cliff. Crit in trouble, able to battle through it, though. And now Amar still controlled. They're about to wear out from Pango ulti. Great hookshot connection, but they don't have the follow-up. Parker throws out some dead shots, connected on the Snake King, going for a finish. Analog jumps in, finishes off Amar, and now they keep going for more. Trying to take this finished kill, 4 for 2. Malrine trying to play cleanup. Schofield backing away, throws out a scatter blast. But that eviscerates the lead that they had on Falcons.
That's about a 2,000 gain here on the side of Heroic. We saw again in that fight, Amar kind of struggling to find impact on his offlane Bristle. This is very unusual for Falcons when they pick this hero. Amar has been absolutely owning it up in a lot of the games he's played, but Heroic come prepared with this Muerta counter.
And more all chat.
Yep. Falcons awfully quiet. And read into that what you want. I'm going to interpret it as we are not owning.
Okay. Very good.
Parker with the Vampire Fangs will nicely be able to just farm his way up and be on top of things after fights, just restore his health and be ready to fight once again without having to reset back to base. Actually gonna ult these Ancients.
It's the second time we've seen him do this. I think it had just come back off cooldown as he was partway through that fight.
Yep. Has he placed his Ofrenda?
I have not seen
he has.
it. Okay.
It's at the... sitting by the outpost.
Okay. Amar, they move in. Finding Cookie, back away, Sonic Wave to get some separation. Does not look like it's going to be enough to save Divide. They throw down the calling. Muerta in pretty far. Now Kisses being leveled. Skitter slowed down for a moment. More hits. They throw an LSA from the low ground, but yeah, this is the end of it.
No drinking buddies. There's a dead analog. It's a good save coming out there from King Jungles. Yeah, Falcons didn't know that there's no Pierce the Veil, or they might have played that fight differently. But obviously the burden of just lack of information, really. Parker would have also approached the fight differently if he had it.
Right.
He would have played that more aggressively, I'm sure, into the Bristle, but showed some respect. And a very even game, this one. Looking toward... I'm very curious to see what happens with Malrine in this game. I don't know how many games we've seen of him just absolutely obliterating on Lina, but his start isn't that clean. That still doesn't mean that the hero can't suddenly hit a ridiculous power spike. When he's going to get this shard soon, he has the Flame Cloak. That's when the solo kill potential really starts coming in, and he could even solo Parker if you were to find him out on the map. We're talking those amounts of damage. So... the most interesting time is yet to come for the side of Falcons. As far as Heroic go, just trying to keep ramping up. This is the BKB now completed for Parker at a very nice timing. He's flying out. Do they want to start looking at this? It looks like they do.
Crit has been set up here for a very long time.
Well, they can't do it, though, because he's moving bot in 15 seconds.
Ah, okay.
Parker is starting the gate play, but canceled it. Now he's doing it again.
Doesn't care about mana. It's fine. And that's a full BKB done.
Yep.
Oh, that's really nice.
Throwing away his bad dead shots on creep so he can hit the good ones in the fight.
Malrine giving a tip to Analog. Not sure exactly what that one was about, but does bottle up an amplified damage rune. And so now the Quap, as everybody heads bottom, can be a pretty nasty presence in this fight. At least for now, Heroic sort of threatening Roche, but not willing to go into it yet. With KJ there, they're going to Drinky Buddies up, pierce the Veil, and Roche going to drop very rapidly. Well, maybe not quite as rapidly as I thought.
Yeah. I think your expectation is shaped by usually seeing where to do this with Mjolnir.
Yeah.
That attack speed does ridiculous amounts for your output. This hero uses attack speed like none other, but I think his item build makes sense though when you look at the flow of the game so far. Having these other build-up items and then going Mjolnir next.
Right.
Or the Pike. You see which one he prefers first. But just really staying at a distance is the name of the game here. You're playing against Clock, Bristle, Razor. So I think it makes total sense to prioritize the Dragonlance and then maybe get the Pike. Pretty big net worth lead starting to shape up here for Tundra, though. They will cut into it here with some Tormentor action, of course, but...
Yeah, that time not farming, it's noticeable very rapidly.
Yep. And I wonder how Amar solves the Muerta matchup. Because we've seen other Bristlebacks play against Muerta and just struggle to find impact.
Right.
Amar's got BKB now. What's the way you go about this? Is it a... Do you get some sort of a Blink Bash Abyssal kind of thing going? Or are you just getting move speed with Sanjin Yasha just running around the outskirts? Or is it the Bloodstone? Looks to be Bloodstone for now, so pretty standard.
Yeah.
But of course the main difference is usually he will get the Bloodstone before BKB. But opts to go this order because the Muerta matchup is just that bad and he's getting chain stunned by the Pango. So now he can have a bit more staying power. This tower will be claimed for free, courtesy of Aegis for Heroic.
Middle tower has fallen.
The game's still very much wide open here. Just a matter of finding the right moment of opportunity for either team.
Analog killing off the creep wave. Clockwork can cut it because nobody is back there to protect it at the moment, which kind of leaves Heroic in a bit of an awkward position if Clock does decide to do that, because they are all set up here. Meanwhile, Falcons farming around the rest of the map. Malrine shows for a moment top. They see the Snapfire underneath a ward also. So the minimap movements, they don't end up showing for a moment there on the clock. He's going to TP back now. Mjolnir completed. Schofield. Yeah, they run right into him. Cookie trying to get away, not going to happen. Now KJ also hit. Things getting a little bit weird here. They're going to bring back more heroes. BKB out immediately by Amar. Now Parker starts to hit. They go for the blow, but he's gone. Just like that. That is the matchup in a nutshell. The problem is he had Aegis on Parker. Turns with Pierce the Veil, trying to hit into Skinner. How much damage do they have? They're sucking away all of that damage as he tries to back away in the duration of this BKB. Parker doesn't have any help. He's dead. They lose 3, about to be 4. Heroic. It was looking good, and it all falls apart so quickly.
My God, that's Magic Lena for you right there. That's a 2,000 HP Muerta getting one-shot comboed by Malrine, and yeah, he has the Aegis on the second life, but obviously when you're respawning from that Aegis as Muerta and you don't have any mobility items, the Razor's just going to stand on top of your corpse and wait for you to come back. And then instantly gets a full static link off. Parker was hitting like a wet noodle in that fight, just absolutely nothing coming out from his output. You're going to see the replay here as they open up on Schofield.
It does raise the question again of, like, did they need to take this fight on Heroic? I'm thinking back to
this Rolling Thunder is extremely uneventful, right? So that's the blow up you see there on the side, and on the respawn, Skitter is on top of Parker immediately with the link. He's BKB'd up. They don't break the links. Parker is just standing and delivering, but look what he's delivering. He's delivering parcels, not damage here. He's giving absolutely nothing. Well, I guess he's delivering a parcel of gold.
Oh, right on over to the Falcons. You're not wrong. A tough situation, and yeah, not too happy with the way that one went, I'm sure.
We'll see if he adjusts his item build. Doesn't seem like it. Wait, hang on. Is he giving up on the Pike now? I thought that fight, if anything, should give him more reason to finish the Pike. But now he's going for Daedalus. He's like, I didn't hit hard enough. Well, guess what? It's because your damage got drained, not because you didn't have enough to begin with.
But if he has enough, maybe he'll go Rapier afterwards.
I mean, sure. If you have enough damage, you can tank the Link. But I don't know. Since you already have the Dragonlance, it just feels like a no-brainer to finish the Pike here, but I'm not going to.
9,000 gold lead now. And again, I'm thinking back to, I don't remember if it was game 2 or game 1. I think it was game 2. That really bad fight where the DK found the Grimstroke right at the start and then everything kind of fell apart. It's a similar type of situation with Heroic here where their support gets killed and then Save Your Buddy syndrome kicks in. And if this works right here, Malrine looking, finding Laguna Blade out, damage, the turn! Parker survives and the snowball is there! And he's gonna be caught.
Oh boy.
Oh man. That was close.
That was very, very close, but it's very big to survive that one. And that's obviously how this is going to be with the Magic Lina. You get that one burst, if he survives, he's going to click that one button and run away on the Muerta. Very close. Oh, see the replay here. So he starts off with the LSA. Laguna, I mean, could he have done this any better?
Oh, goodness.
The last hit would have killed him. So we're talking like point whatever seconds there.
That's the difference it makes.
Close call.
Whew. Ags for Analog is going to be the choice next. I mean, that's the thing. This makes the difference. That Falcon Blade, 200 health there, you know, levels.
Yep.
A couple of levels is a couple HP points.
Yeah, and then people laugh when heroes get +1 armor. They're memeing it up. They're like, haha, that's so funny. It makes no difference. Oh, yeah, it does. Imagine if Muerta had 2 less strength. She would have died.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game after all. Nice dead shot, but can they follow through?
Drinking buddies run him down. Snaking, do they find him?
But guess is wrong. He thought maybe Snaking went to the gate. Now they see him on the right. Oh, he's really fast here. Has the Force Staff.
Oh, the dead shot. Just almost clipped him there.
Going to connect, so they find nothing here.
28 minutes. And Amar, I mean, after that last round, has got to be feeling a little bit better about his positioning and spot in the game. Throw out one dagger now. And I do believe that's not the Aghanims yet. Analog still about 2,000 gold away from finishing it.
Yep. Despite this little slip up from Falcons with Malrine's death there, they're still in a very, very good position. He will now continue to build into Sanj Kaya, assuming the Kaya will be the first purchase here for that extra amp.
Look at Devi's network,
it's a little bit. Yeah. He is in the game. Not by a lot, but once again, just to repeat myself, I don't think the Pango needs that much. I mean, obviously it would be nice. I'm not going to pretend that this is good, but out of every offlane hero you could have been in this position with, I feel like Pango in this game, this is actually the most solvable. You see, he's going Ags, and now he's going to go Basher. And the job of his hero is just to create chaos in the fight. Roll in, stun people, bash people, make it difficult for Falcons to navigate. So despite being this poor, he can still have massive impact with his small amount of gold. But I mean, you're right when you look at it. It's also, okay, is there a way that this could have, you know, been a 2,000 or 3,000 more if you played the map a little bit more efficiently? Probably. But you also got to think about how Heroic structure their team. Parker is farm magnet in this team.
Well, and
does he have the axe? Where's his axe on Devi? Did the courier die?
I don't think he has it completed yet.
Oh, wait, never mind. I misread it. All right, so he's still 400 short. I thought he had it on the way, and then he was building Basher. He actually still doesn't have the axe.
Smoke breaks, blink away from Quap. That gives the game away. It's a shield rune top. I mean, I think the other thing that's a bit scary about this is that there's still room to grow for Lina.
Oh, plenty.
Like, Kaya Sanj is coming up next. That is going to be a pretty ridiculous amount of damage once you have that Kaya out and online. 2 dead shot charges now as Muerta hits level 20.
It's a big one. I mean, ultimately, very late in the game, as we've seen from Malrine in previous Falcons games, if you go back through this year, ultimately he will get Axe, Refresher, E-Blade, and he can solo kill a 4,000 HP hero out on the map. So I think, almost regardless of what items Muerta buys, Malrine will always have the option to combo him when he has enough stuff. And with the Kaya coming out now, this is getting him across the hurdle of the previous attempt. Now, if that same play happens again, this 10% spell amp should be enough to kill off the Parker's Muerta. So now, again, Malrine is in a position where the right moment of opportunity will do it. But Heroic, this is a very reminiscent rap of the previous game.
Roche is in the same place, the fight's in the same place. Divine Llama rolls in, trying to bait out some BKBs. Dead shot, not gonna connect. Second one also off the mark. BKB comes out a little late, he's up on the cliff. Sonic Wave connects onto 2 to 3 heroes. They kill off another. Skidder is gone. Parker doing a lot, but will it be enough? Laguna Blade out of there. Malrine drops everything, kills the Muerta, but not before they force out a buyback on Clock. And Quap dead. Malrine comes in for the finish. Tip.
Oh man.
Parker trying to laugh it off a bit.
I hope we have a replay of that one. It's like a masterclass in what Amar does sometimes, this one. It's similar to what we saw from his Doom in game number 1. He just walks in and he tanks so much damage and gives so much vision. They got Amar down to like a third, but it was by design. He wanted to take this damage. He pops BKB Bloodstone and kills 2 supports with Bristleback. Heals to full and just blows the fight wide open. They get all the info they need from Malrine to come in for the flank. And it's something that I've been praising Falcons for a very long time, is their ability to acquire vision in fights. It's also when you've seen quite a few Malrine puck games. And what he will do is he will just jump in on his puck, cast his spells, give vision for his team, and then they'll set up the fight. In this case, the hero offering that is the Bristleback as well as the Clockwork Rocket. Oh, where's the banner? There it is. It was hiding in the shadow of the tree, but they will pick it up. Excellent fight from Falcons.
And of course, with that Aegis now in hand, it feels like they're even more free to make these pretty aggressive moves around the map if they feel that is what they want to be doing.
And it begs the question with the previous fight that we saw where Davai just YOLO rolls in and blinks.
Yeah.
Is that good enough? Like, how much information do you need to make good fight selection on the side of Heroic? It seems like you need better vision than what you had. And you probably need the heroes to be combined in a better fashion. And on top of all else, in my opinion, don't go on Bristle.
Yeah.
If you can at all avoid it. I just feel like it's wasted damage. You're not going to 100-0 him. He will heal up and you will lose. They gotta find a better angle. They gotta find the supports. Or especially the Lina, of course, if possible.
That's the big one to me, is it feels like, oh, well, are they going to go on him again? He's right there. They drinking buddies walk away.
He has Aegis this time, so now it's even more of a no-brainer. Like, this is just not a play. And you can... Amar knows, so...
Yeah. He's forcing them back. I mean, it feels like it's almost impossible to do at this point, but it also feels like they kind of have to go for the Lina. Schofield goes for the cookie, gets Drinking Buddy at the same time, pulls him out of it. Amar down to very low HP as they pop Pierce the Veil just to try and secure their support gets out. In the meantime, it is going to be Malrine finding Analog out on the map.
Yep. Analog has 2,600 health. And I think this is an important reference point because this is a good insight into whether he can kill Muerta as well, right?
Yeah.
So his full spell combo there was 2,700. Muerta has 2,500, and I believe less magic resist than the Queen. Yeah, 2% less. So this effectively means that in the current game state, Malrine can solo any hero on the map in one burst.
They have to find Malrine. Like, if he is free to just wait for the fight to unfold, it's going to be over. There's nothing that they can do to stop this. He's going to take them all out.
Yeah, the crazy thing about this is no matter what core he kills, it just blows the fight so wide open for them and it makes it so easy. So everybody needs to watch their step, and they need to have detection, and they need to have good good placement of heroes on the map. It's just so difficult, right? Like, you're cornered now in your base. Every lane feels like a minefield. There's this stupid bristleback that's just bashing his head against 4 of your heroes in your base, and then you have to retreat. The amount of pressure here coming out is very difficult to deal with.
Burns, doesn't it?
See if they can find an opportunity here, but currently just completely stuck inside the base with all 5 heroes, and you know how Falcons are going to use that? Seen enough of their games to know, well, if you guys are going to hide, we will farm everything.
Right. And it's not even like they can really make some meaningful play to try and catch and kill one of these heroes, because Bristle is like the first point of contact more often than not. I mean, if you catch one of the other 2, it's a support. So you have to, like, get behind this wall of heroes, too. Yeah. Smoke out behind them to maybe find a kill. And by that point, if they haven't seen you on the lanes, they're probably just going to TP you out.
I will say in this game state, every Aegis on Amar feels like a 5-minute checkmate.
Yeah.
And I think Heroic are doing the right thing by just waiting. And it sucks. You're losing gold, but I think it's the best play, because every other version of this situation where they try to look for moves is just so low chance and so high risk. So when the Aegis expires on Amar, perhaps they can look for starting a fight somewhere, and if he joins, maybe you have a way of solving him, and he can't just play exactly the way he wants. He's constantly just poking and prodding, getting info. Malrine. Oh boy,
got
them
him.
both.
Done.
No hookshot from Snake. Oh, he did use hookshot. But
and that's going to be a second kill now. They go down. Amar senses this time, and you're going to see Analog TP to Fountain
from inside his base.
I mean,
there's the banner.
It's tough. It's really hard to stop this.
Huerta has a lot of damage, and the Aegis is expiring in 10 seconds, but they need to last until that.
Malrine off to the side, blows up another one. Schofield dead. Now the dead shot pushback. Amar dead.
He wanted to die. He had 5 seconds on Aegis. Triple buyback.
They got to get something here. You have to get Amar. You got to kill him. Sonic Wave, pushback, snowball punch. It's there. Now also catching Divine Llama. Amar blowing up Analog. Almost goes down, but not quite going to be there. The dead shot pushback. Bristle's gone. Finally, they find themselves something here as they try and back away, but another death here would be devastating. The Malrine, he
Skinner
just
still
will
has
not
BKB
be
Satanic.
stopped.
He could turn this.
Satanic ready, and now Parker in farm, Malrine hunting again. There he is, Schofield, caught, right-clicked, gone. Can they kill off Malrine, though? Jump in, Cookie, the damage is there, Malrine is dead. Parker held on, had that BKB, and goes in for the finish. Skinner tries to TP out. Can they get him in time? It's a long TP, but they don't have enough. Somehow, Heroic find a fight. It was costly, though.
Yeah, they stay in the game, but that's 3 buybacks from all 3 of their supports. Sorry.
Oh, no. I just realized what you said. Okay.
Analog will BKB and get out of there. But
the plus side is that means they didn't have to buy back a core, though, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. Focus on the positives. Octarine for the Lina. So now Malrine with way more uptime. I mean, look at this damage. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
King Jungle's lost 2/3 of his health in the collateral of just being nearby. He wasn't even the target.
It's pretty gross, if I do say so. But we're also seeing, you know, if they can get on top of Malrine, she will end up dying on the Lina. It's not easy. She's got almost 3,000 HP, but they have a lot of damage on Heroic. It's just a matter of not dying to her first.
For sure. It's a matter of... I'm curious what the final... Okay, it's a BKB here, because you have options available here for the Lina of what defensive item you go for, but... As you said, for now, if they find him, they can definitely kill him off, but it's a matter of time before Malrine starts covering his bases with a BKB now. And just 2k gold to go, or I guess closer to 3, but he will have the whole map at his disposal, so should just be able to farm that pretty safely.
Do you feel like this Linken's is enough of a safety net for Parker?
I think he doesn't have a choice, right?
Right, but does it keep him safe against the Lina enough so that he's not going to die in one round of it, or is it still not enough?
I mean, it's definitely enough for now because Malrine has no way of breaking it except Laguna itself. So
that's pretty bad, though. The hook shot goes through, but the turnaround, TP out. Does he have a way to survive? He does. Parker popped it, gets away.
Uh-oh, Malrine. He sees King Jungles. Oh, sees him too late, though.
So they get out on everybody.
TP. He ran out into the open and TP'd, and Malrine was tracing him to his next corner.
Yeah.
He just TP'd in the middle. Does escape as a result of that. So nice play from King Jungles to not die there.
Showing the strength of the Falcons draft in that last little engagement too, though. Lincoln's doesn't protect you against Bushwhack.
Yeah, but I mean I 100% agree with the Lincoln's choice regardless here from Parker, though, because you have to protect yourself against that one problem and hopefully get a good Lincoln's block off. What ways do they have of breaking the Lincolns? So, Static Link, Goo, Force Staff, Gleipnir. The Gleipnir in particular is actually quite nasty because that's super easy to hit for crit. Yeah, that one's a bit weird in general when you think about it. All right, Malrine. Divide. More like bye-bye.
Got him. They definitely did. Use the hook shot on that one too. And no buyback for him. Only people with buyback in this game are Parker and Lena. Now pushing back onto Amar. That cookie was not going to work. And now in far. Has to back away. Sharpshooter. Still not quite enough there. KJ taking a few more hits. They'll go for the Hurricane Pike pushback onto Skeeter, who's still running in. They have this refresher ready with BKB Satanic.
Amar is so farmed.
Yeah.
He has refresher as well. How are they going to deal with this Bristle twice in the fight? It's honestly for Falcons right now, it's just a matter of if we survive Pierce the Veil, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
And I think Parker has to buy refresher of his own to solve that problem and to get 2 BKBs.
He did have Rapier queued up a couple minutes ago and then ended up going for the Lincolns instead. Is there any value to that at all? Oh yeah, and the Shard too. Where's his Shard?
Not sure.
Nonetheless.
Not sure if it's going to cut it. I mean, I don't know. What is really going to cut it here?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. The thing that's going to win the game for Heroic is outplay. It's not... I don't think there's items that will ever truly solve this game for them, so they have to... The one item I can maybe think of is King Jungle's Ags. And unfortunately for him, he's about an Aghanims away from that.
Fair.
He has 200 gold. So...
They do buy the refresher for Morta.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best item.
Yeah.
And now he will buy Shard. So, it's... I was questioning Parker's choice not to buy the Pike earlier, but aside from that, honestly, I think his itemization in this game's been perfect. I can't really put a finger on the items he chose and the way in which he did it. Falcons just found this really strong mid-game. And it's been hard for Heroic to deal with.
Well, last time around, all it took was one really good fight on the side of Heroic to blow things up into their favor. I don't know if it's going to be a similar situation in this one.
There's a little bit of a difference between 8,000 and 31,000 gold.
You're not wrong.
But it's only 23,000 difference.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And it all starts with this. Jump in, find the Clockwork. He's dead. That's a gem.
Dude, the Clockwork is worth 1,300. Holy shit.
They are very farmed.
Oh my god. That's something. All right. Well, that's almost half a component for the Ags for King Jungles. Just need a few dozen more of those.
Where's his BKB on? Where's the courier? It's coming on out to Malrine now.
Yep. And what does he buy next? Is it E-Blade or Refresher? Let's see.
Double dead shot to the face. Amar, do you want to go for round 3? Dead shot that time, not going to connect. Amar's still playing around with him underneath the ward. They see this. Amar dead.
Wow,
That's
that A
still
just looks cool when it's in midair.
a lot of issues for him. Feared, Sonic Wave
Jesus. Okay.
Where's the help? Where's the friends? Now Kisses connect onto Skinner. Malrine not really wanting to go in on this battle here. They go in for a second salvo,
BKB.
but BKB was out in time and Skinner's dead too. Malrine reveals his position. The dead shot hit. Malrine tries to run. Where's the detection? They do not have it. He's running up to the north. TP is off cooldown in 2 seconds. But they scan, they see him. Malrine right there behind enemy lines, but they can't get in time for the punch.
Okay, Heroic. They clearly have the damage when everything comes together. They've made it this far. They killed the Bristle MR, got a little bit too there was a limit.
Yeah.
It took them, it took MR 15 minutes of limit testing to find it, but now he knows. But that's a pretty big punish. That's about 10,000 gold swing, by the way. These couple of kills Heroic found. We were joking that it's, you know, only 23k more than the 8th.
I was not joking, Cinderin.
Now it's only 21. Yes, you were. Don't lie to the audience. Here comes Amar.
This is a replay, by the way. I think you just...
Yep. And the dead shot just clutch, right? Because he couldn't even get his BKB off. He got feared as he respawned. Parker. Clutch. Tier 2 tower for Heroic, the first of the game for them, 47 minutes in.
And in these moments, all chat stops. Things get a lot more serious. You let one comeback happen in this series. Will it happen again? Is there a possibility for it, or can Falcons close this game out off the back of Malrine, who at this point still has only got 4 deaths and can kill just about anybody on the map?
See him going Hex here. That was not on my list of expected items. I thought it was either going to be the Refresher or the E-Blade, but Hex, item of choice, unless he switches it up. Maybe he just felt like after that last attempt he had on Parker, that Parker with that clutch BKB was a big problem, so next time he just wants to be able to Hex him and blow him up. That's probably it. But yeah. I don't know if he has enough damage anymore. Parker is up to, what's that, 3,100 HP. And he has Lincolns.
Oh, and Parker is going for the parting shot, which is a very interesting... I mean, we were just talking about this the other day. Mm-hmm. It's a super interesting spell.
I feel like I may be getting ahead of myself here, but this feels like the kind of game that Parker could also get level 30. Then he gets 25% magic resist.
Yeah.
And that is big in this game, specifically because you're against this type of Lina.
Divine Llama gets the roll-off, pushes him back in, but he gets the BKB this time on Amar. That signal's got to stop. Here's the Veil out, Schofield. Glimmer backs away, Sonic Wave done. Now Malrine shows himself again. Broken on Parker, but they are going to retreat. Crit takes a couple more hits on his way out. When all is said and done, it was Pierce the Veil used, but they still have Refresher on Muerta.
Yeah, and Heroic, they also did use their Pango ult.
Yeah, interesting from Malrine not going the Refresher E-Blade. I'm curious what the reason is behind that.
Yeah, maybe.
Still has it queued up.
And how is he going to use the Hex? Who does he want to kill with it? I guess not the Muerta, but somebody else. Oh, Schofield. He's getting spotted, but they're not going to go. They know there's too many heroes information, so...
I mean, vision is everything in this game, and Clockwork is still a menace.
Yeah. Considering that, I'm actually a little bit surprised to not see Snaking go Ags, because it feels like if you're just spamming out rockets, Malrine will eventually find an opportunity in the fight, but... Snaking is going for a BKB after having Pipe Solar Force Staff. Crit is going Hex after also having his 9-second BKB. So they all going BKBs. All 5 heroes on Falcons. This is a very unusual situation. Just missing the Clockwork one, and he's about 2,000 away. So clear team comms here saying this is the item of the game that we all need to get. The next one on the menu will be a Wind Waker for Amar.
And it's actually Analog that's going to go for the Refresher here too. So double Sonic Waves, you do have to stack them in sort of funky ways to make sure that you get the full damage out there.
Do you have to stagger them fully, or can there be some overlap?
I mean, it's just whatever the overlap is going to be the amount that you miss out on, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Schofield tries to get up to high ground, doesn't quite make it there. Devi gonna pop the ulti to buy a little bit of time. 4-step, drinking buddies backs away. Still playing around with this one. Will hit the Sonic Wave. Now Devi Llama backing up. Parker hits him hard, but not enough for the kill. Still hanging on to that refresher. Now Skitter is out there. They have enough damage. The Cookie, the drinking buddies, he's fine. They turn, they hit. Skitter is doing a ton of damage and surviving through it all. He's stealing all the right click, and Parker in trouble. Gone.
Holy shit, Skitter is in with 10% health. Gets off Satanic and 3 attacks, survives. Nice sidestep from Analog there, nice little detail. Won't get him out, but my god, it's just so... Honestly, Heroic are so close to winning that fight, and they get 0 kills. Skitter was mega low, the Bristle was mega low, but they don't get through these tanky boys.
Need to get some type of healing reduction and can't quite do it. They force out the Snapfire buyback. It's 70 seconds. I feel like Parker is going to have to buy back here, but they might try and see if they can bait Falcons in deeper and get a victory out of it. You want to get something out of a Parker buyback here. He has Pierce the Veil back up now and ready to go. Are they just going to give up a lane of Rax? And will Falcons stop at a lane of Rax? I mean, if you're giving up one, you might need to give up more. They start hitting on it. If not now, when? Roll from the Pango. Connection is there. Still not buying back. BKB crit. Now the hook shot connects. Control is there. Drinking buddies, the Pango. Haven't seen that one. Cookie out the wrong direction. Still no buyback from Parker. KJ dodges the damage, but still, I mean, he's going to be dead here too. Roche is respawning soon, but I mean, they're damn near in your fountain. You got to buy back. He's not doing it. Parker not willing to give up his buyback here. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him, but that is 2 lanes down.
I actually like the choice to not buy back here, but the problem is Schofield dying without buyback now kind of... I wouldn't say it negates it, but the problem is, as you said, Roche is up, and now you can't contest that because you're only 4 heroes alive if Tusk even buys back. But the buyback of Parker is worth more than the second lane of Barracks.
That's fair.
We're at the game state now where this is about winning 1 or 2 super late game team fights, and having your gold on your Muerta is just worth more than that lane. The creeps are irrelevant. You just have to get there.
He's going to go Rapier, and this is what the buyback not taken gets you.
Yep. His buyback costs how much? 3,100 gold he would have had to pay for that.
And as you said, the unfortunate situation is that team fight they're waiting for, it's going to come later. Level 29 on Lina. How far can they go with this? I mean, with the Aegis, do you think Falcons are going to feel confident going for high ground? Because I'm not sure if they're gonna. I feel like if I've learned anything about Falcons, it's that they're going to take the safer route.
I think they will, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because it's Bristle. I don't know. We've seen Amar be off on a little bit of a solo mission sometimes with it, but you've got 2 lanes of Rax down. You've got Wind Waker on the Razor, which is a huge item this game. Hoodwink could buy out her Hex, and she also has Refresher, so you have 2 Hexes. I don't know. It's just the raw amount of advantage is just crazy. This is finally going to be the E-Blade, by the way, from Malrine. He buys the Aetherlens now.
Rapier.
We'll see. I mean, you're right, though. They don't have to go. It's not like this is, all right, we got to finish this game here and now, but definitely not lacking in the way of advantages. There's the secondary Wind Waker for Amar.
And this gold lead, 47,000. Do they feel confident walking up a hill? 47,000 gold versus 1 hill. They're testing the waters.
Finds anyone, they could blow the fight wide open with that.
Under the smoke, a little bit of extra duration on it. Analog is there.
Malrine level 30.
Hook shot in, Cookie away. Just showing how deadly this can be so quickly.
In the meantime, Amar almost took the tower bot.
Yeah.
They have to deal with him. He hits for 700.
And the Wind Waker over the top. Oh, they've just got all the items that they could possibly want at this point, pretty much.
The split pressure here is the real challenge for Heroic. From time to time, they're going to have to kill creeps around the top mid area, and that's where Malrine will try to strike. And in the meantime, you know the Bristle will constantly try to keep you on your toes down by. So spreading your resources and using your heroes correctly becomes very, very challenging.
I mean,
Parker with the Rapier has sacrificed his pike now, so does not have the same attack range, and he doesn't have that disengage tool to reposition himself. So if he does get caught, he's cooked.
I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that this Refresher Quap does do an insane amount of damage with the 25 talent. So you've got, you know, Spell Amp that's already working in there, naturally through your Masochist. If she double ultis the Lena's pretty much dead. But finding the Lina is where it's really an issue.
Yeah. Especially when the Lina is playing on the left side of the map and you're in your base. She's not going to be easy to find.
You're not wrong.
He's working on that E-Blade. How much is left to go? About 1,000 before he has that and buyback, and he's probably going to go for that. But yeah, I mean, so far your prediction has been right. Are they actually going to try to end with this Aegis? And the answer so far is no. But they're gaining about 1,000 GPM over the side of Heroic right now.
Looking out on the map and seeing if they can find somebody. Skitter is right there, found immediately. Walrus Punch, jump in, Sonic Wave dead.
That's a good start.
Can they find any more now? Divine Llama looking, hunting. Gets the hit onto Malrine, but it's going to have to back away now. Amar spots Schofield. They don't have detection right now. Cookie is out. Now the Gleipnir. Parker's still out of the base. Dead shot, not going to connect. Needs to back away. Starts to hit. Schofield is dead, but this dead shot here might be enough, but they pull him in. Freaky Buddies surviving. Looking for more. Second Sonic Wave. Amar is dead for a second time. Analog jumps up to the high ground. Has to be careful. Pierce the veil. Starts to hit, but he's got a TP away. There's no way that this one's going to work.
Now Heroic. Can they get everybody out unscathed? No.
Hex is there. Gonna try and double back. KJ will buy a little bit of time. Does have Blink Trickster Coat, but not gonna happen.
Now also 4 on 5. Razor never bought back, but at the same time it was also without the Pango ult that they had to expend for the Razor kill to begin with.
Now buyback on the Tusk. He needs to be there in case they find somebody. Rooted. Jumps away. The Roche's banner, a bit of an issue. They don't want to step up and hit it though. Analog blinks back. He's alive. Rax exposed. Amar starts to hit. What do they have up their sleeves now to try and defend against this one last melee Rax? And, well, another Pierce the Veil. The Hex is there, though, and no extra follow-up. Lina under control for a moment by Divide. Doing a lot with a little, but he's caught on the shard, and, well, good damage out of Mars. Dead. Now trying to bring her down, but they can't get the snowball save. Parker buys back into the Ofrenda. The Ofrenda pulls him back in immediately. But now he's got to get away. Malrine's still in the BKB. Sonic Wave completely off the mark. Meanwhile, creeps into the base. They have to contend with this issue too. The Ancient is exposed, and it's feeling like an inevitability at this point. As they lose so much of their base, Malrine steps forward, starts to hit the throne, says, come deal with me. Parker is there. They go onto him, start to hit a couple more punches, but it's not enough damage. Now, sucking up all the damage. Skitter doing a lot inside of this Wind Waker. Another Wind Waker, and there it is. God. They will kill off Parker finally. GG is called. 64,000 gold lead. Falcons, they're in the grand finals.
My God, what a sick game. Yeah, after seeing this series,